Ready for your rise when the sun bright. Me I feel save their life, them I feel one tight. You step on the field, me I feel the ball. Kick down the door, don't care about the cool. Me give them life, me take my control. Me I the healer and the warrior unfold. Lifeline and the savior, I feel real. Me bring the med kid, make them heal. Me I the heart, the strength, me feel. Them can't stop me, me stand like steel. Enemies are come, but me not hide. Me bring them the med kid, make them heal. Me be I the heart, the strength, me feel. Them can't stop me, me stand like steel. Enemies are come, but me not hide. Me have to rescue my team, me have to ride wide. Them for know me power and no slide. Me keep them safe, me always by them side. Them a screaming near me, no back down. But when I'm tough, no show, no frown. In the chaos, me have to calm me crown. And can't stop the rhythm of song. The sky dark, come the light shine bright. We come through the storm, we give them fight. Lifeline, we come the answer right. We lift them up, we give them might. We step on the field, me I feel the ball. Keep down the door, don't care about the cool. We give them life, we take our control. Me are the healer and the warrior unfold. Lifeline and the savior, I feel real. Me bring the med kid, make them heal. Me bring the med kid, make them heal. Me are the heart, the strength, me feel. And can't stop me, me stand like steel. Enemies are come, but me not hide. Me have to rescue my team, me have to ride wide. Them for know my power and no slide. Me keep them safe, me always by them side. Them a screaming near me, no back down. But when I'm tough, no show, no frown. In the chaos, me have to calm me crown. And can't stop the rhythm of zone. The sky dark and my light shine bright. We come through the storm and give them fight. Lifeline, we come and answer right. We lift them up, we give them might. We step on the field. We come with tough, no show, no frown. In the chaos, me out, we calm me crown. And can't stop the rhythm, the song. The sky darker, the light shine bright. We come through the storm and give them fight. Lifeline, we come, me answer right. Me lift them up, me give them might.
Lies were loud and harsh, echoes in the dark. Accused without a spark, shadows left their mark. No conscience spoke a truth, voices fell on stone. Love was left alone, fighting for their own. Finally the light, breaking through the night. Ezra shining bright, truth is in plain sight. Media had their say, stories on replay. But now the skies are gray for those who led astray. Chases cleared the air, burdens no more bear. Ezra finds a flare, happy everywhere. Finally the light, breaking through the night. Ezra shining bright, truth is in plain sight.
All right, y'all been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this, and I already see the chat is hot over on YouTube, and I barely have a lot of people watching. The chat's already hot, but we gotta get into this because I saw the news today, and honey, I'm here for it. Y'all knew I was gonna talk about this. Y'all knew as soon as that dropped. Well, I was going live as soon as I got home. So, hello everybody. Holy crap! The news today. Hello to the chat. I see a lot of beautiful people here on YouTube. I see the Joseph Santos, Ezra Millaboo, Gillikins, Saggy's right. Hello, beautiful people. Hello to beautiful you. Anthony's here. Hello, numbers. Of course, I was gonna cover it. You all guys already know. See, I see Dragon here, and Monkey Jeebus should know better. But Dragon here saying, "You're not really believing this bullshit, are you?" Since you're kind of new to me, I covered the fuck out of this story. I have the confession from the person who started the grooming rumor on my channel. We were telling y'all this for a while. So, yes, I believe it because we knew it was bullshit. We knew it was bullshit. And before anyone comes in, I did do a stream a little bit ago saying I might have been wrong about Ezra Miller, and I'm going to discuss that as well. I'm going to discuss that as well because there was reasons why I did that. Now, because this is coming out, I could talk about it. So, um, basically, oh, Shadow, you knew it. You should have known I was going to cover this. This ain't even a bug. This wasn't even. I could have not streamed all week, a month. As soon as I saw this, you knew I was going to put up a live stream. This is even a live bug. This is legit news. Like this is legit news. It's okay, Dragon. I'm going to catch you up to speed. I'm gonna catch up to you. Here comes RJ. See, we're gonna talk about this too because all of y'all saying all this shit. Y'all are saying all this shit, and we're gonna talk about it. Cause like I don't know why RJ. Me and you've talked about this in private. Like don't even get me tilted because I'm not trying to get tilted too soon. Okay, don't get me too soon. The woman who followed them and begged them to choke them, daddy. Come on, RJ. Right? I'm just saying. Thank you, Lee Joseph Santos, for the $2. Appreciate you. So because Dragon is sitting here rolling his eyes, we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. Okay, and Monkey Jeebus, chill for a second. Like you're getting me distracted. Okay, so we gotta recap. Okay, so everybody knows I am always tilted as you, RJ. Everybody knows the story. If you were watching this, you clearly have heard about Ezra Miller stuff. Obviously, Dragon Man did. Now, for Dragon Man, for those of you who haven't been here for my coverage, right, there are a lot of things that y'all were not paying attention to because I'm a small content creator and no one gives a shit about me. A couple other YouTubers, cover the same thing, but again, we're small, so nobody gave a shit. So here's the stuff to fill in the blanks. Like, okay, let's talk about what RJ said. Let's talk about what RJ said. Okay, doesn't change the fact that Ezra Miller on a rampage in Hawaii or choked a woman in Iceland, but good to know this stuff has been squashed. So let's talk about that real quick before we get into the news today. Okay, so yes, did Ezra Miller have a little bit of a problem in Hawaii? Yes. What did happen in Hawaii? Let's go by what was said in mainstream media and by YouTubers, what was publicly available, and then fill in some blanks of information that was put on this channel as well as other people's channels when we covered it. And mind you, this was before I even knew because I was on the same page with everybody else with the Hawaii incident. So let's talk about the Hawaii incident. So a lot of things happened in Hawaii with Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller was getting arrested for disorderly conduct and harassment, not assault. Not assault. There was never an assault charge ever on Ezra Miller's record. All the stuff that Ezra Miller was accused of and got arrested for, never charges were assault charges. The charges that Ezra Miller has had on them are disorderly conduct, harassment, and the charge for the breaking and entering. Okay, that's it. No assault charges. Okay, let's just start there. There is no record publicly of Ezra Miller committing any assault charges. That's one. So what did happen in Hawaii? Well, what had happened truly was Ezra was in places Ezra shouldn't have been. Okay. There are a lot of places in Hawaii, and you can ask Hawaiians. If you don't want to believe me, ask natives. Like they ask locals in Hawaii, right? There are a lot of places in Hawaii that aren't too fond of tourists. Okay. There are bars specifically in Hawaii. They don't take kindly to foreigners. They don't like tourists. Those are for locals. Okay. And those are the type of bars Ezra found themselves in. Now, when you're going into a bar and you are already being looked at like you shouldn't be here, you shouldn't be here. You're gonna have some problems. Mix some alcohol in it and some people getting some, liquid courage, and all of a sudden, that's what's gonna happen. I can verify that. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you, Shadow. Um, so that was kind of what happened. And again, Ezra didn't get arrested for any assault charges. there. They got arrested for disorderly conduct because when the cops were called on the scene, Ezra was pretty much freaked out because the cops were there. They just got into a fight. They should have 100% complied with the police. I agree with everybody there. That was dumb on their part, but there was no assault charges. So that was the fighting. The couple in Hawaii, that one's a little tricky. I don't even still know what that was about, so I can't confirm or deny that Ezra wasn't in the wrong there. But Ezra had a restraining order. They claimed that Ezra burst into their room, stole their passport, stole some other things. They put a restraining order, which was very quickly lifted. People will say, well, they paid him off. Well, I can't confirm or say anything because I don't know. That one's still a weird story, right? I didn't get too much information on that one, okay? As far as I remember. I might have covered it on the channel. It's so much information. So that was that. The choking incident in Iceland. That one was a little interesting as well. We've looked at that video 100 times. There's some people say Ezra choked the person. I'm gonna go with, because again, it looked like they were choking, but it also could have been, if you look closely, it didn't look like they had a throat grab. It was more on the collar. But either way, at the end of the day, with that situation, it was a long time ago. It only got brought up recently because of all these other crazy shit, but no charges were filed then either. Now, people made a good point. Well, even though you don't make a charge doesn't mean you didn't commit a crime. It's like, yeah, but like, if you're the type of person who's going to let somebody who committed a crime against you go, like, I'm sorry, you basically said, okay, no crime was committed. Sorry, I'm going to be that person, because if a crime is committed to you, you don't let the criminal go. I'm sorry, you just don't. You just don't. You know what I'm saying? You just don't let a criminal friggin' go. It's dumb. It's absolutely stupid, in my opinion. But anyways, it's on the video. I mean, we've looked at the video. You guys will constantly keep arguing with me about that. But again, it was a very long time ago, right? The cops were called. There were witnesses that said that the woman was harassing and intimidating and wanting to fight Ezra, and then got up in Ezra's face. And Ezra, do I think Ezra should have put hands on that woman, period? No, I think that Ezra should have walked away. But that's neither here or there, because it happened a very, very long time ago, and it was only brought up recently because of all this other crazy shit. The other thing that happened in Hawaii is the chair incident. Now, if you guys go back to my streams where I covered this, the chair incident wasn't what everyone thought it was. Okay. There was a man named Casanova Turner who has a very, you want to talk about criminal. This man has several domestic violence charges on his ex-wife. I don't know if they're still married. On this woman named Anna Rosa, and we're gonna get to her too because there's a lot with this story. Casanova Turner has a lot of DV charges on Anna Rosa, as well as two other females. It's public record. You know, you can look him up. Him and Anna Rosa. You look up Casanova Turner, Hawaii. The first thing that pops up is that they're searching for Casanova Turner and Anna Rosa because they broke into a home and they were squatting. Okay, so that's all public record. So now Casanova Turner was very abusive to his baby mama. Ezra met Anna Rosa and somehow got involved in that. And I guess from what Anna Rosa said, because Anna Rosa has gone public and explained the story, that's also on my channel. She also did an interview on another YouTuber's channel telling the story about what happened that day. To her, what she said was that the ex or the husband, whatever they are, was getting into an altercation with her and Ezra Miller, and went on the attack, and Ezra threw the chair and it accidentally hit the woman that was standing next to Casanova Turner. So that's why that report came out. Again, these are things that are literally, public. The people, the alleged victims, spoke out and said those stories aren't 100% true. This is what actually happened. No, Ezra didn't just throw a fucking chair at some random woman who did nothing wrong. Ezra threw the chair in self-defense and it accidentally hit the person that it wasn't intended to hit. It was an accident. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it happened. The police were called. Ezra once again got in trouble because at this point, Ezra already been on the police radar that whole entire time they were in Hawaii. So the cops showed up. Okay, now we throwing chairs, So, I mean, I get how it looks optics-wise, but the mainstream media, these YouTubers were not covering all of that. They just ran and jumped with whatever the headline said. Oh, well, Ezra Miller must have been guilty. Now, when I was talking about it, I looked at it objectively because I'm like, it is possible that, am I saying Ezra is completely a saint? No, there are a lot of mistakes Ezra made in this whole situation that would have 100% avoided all the bullshit that they had to go through. right? Now let's get to the grooming now. Okay, we caught up now. We caught up with most of that stuff. Okay. Like I said, all of this is on my channel with receipts that have been ignored for a very long time. So let's get to the big news. Big news. They throwing chairs now. They throwing chairs. I mean, like I said, a lot of this stuff on the surface sounds bad, looks bad. I'm not saying it didn't. When I first heard about this stuff, I was on the same page with everybody else. With everybody else. Okay? The Anna Rosa thing with Ezra taking Anna Rosa and having Anna Rosa stay with them, with the kids, and the whole like people call. Of course, the father's gonna call and make false reports. He wants his family back. He wants his family back, right? He's an abusive piece of shit. He wants his family back. Ezra stole my family, right? So of course of course the possibility of a man who is like upset that the girlfriend left with his kids is gonna want him back and do whatever he can. Okay, and now let's get to the grooming accusations. So for the most part, the Hawaii stuff was crazy. People were like, whoa, what's going on with Ezra Miller? That's a little wild. But it really reached the surface when Chase Iron Eyes, who is an indigenous, I hope I said that right, activist, when he came out and said, Ezra Miller groomed my kid. Okay? Now we're in grooming territory, so of course everybody's like, "Yo, what the fuck? First this, then this, a choking incident, making threats to Nazis, friggin', the crazy shit in Hawaii. Now we're in grooming territory. This is crazy. Ezra's fucked. At that point, Ezra's fucked, right? So that happened, and then it turned out that a Instagram user came forward, and I have that on my channel as well, and said I made up the grooming accusations. I was the one who contacted Chase Iron Eyes. She showed evidence. She showed proof that she was in direct contact with Chase Iron Eyes, telling him, Ezra's having sex with her kid. Yeah, Ezra's been grooming her kid this whole time. And that led to, I'm sure, and this is my speculation at this point. This is my speculation on what happened, right? So you have a father being told by somebody on the internet, right? Somebody who's like, hey, I know XYZ, I'm connected to XYZ, and yeah, your kid's being groomed. Now, I imagine that Chase Iron Eyes hearing this and having known that the daughter, who is now 18, is with Ezra at this time, is now in panic mode. Like, holy shit, this person's gross. Like, what are they doing to my kid? So of course he's gonna go to the family, the mother, and be like, hey, this is what I was told, what's going on, and probably ask some people, because there were times where Takata was underage with a group of people from their community that went to the UK. I think it was for the Fantastic Beasts premiere or whatever. They went there for the Fantastic Beasts thing, and they had chaperones. And so what I imagine happened is the father went to one of the chaperones and said, hey, did anything funny happen when y'all were in the UK? And the chaperone had said yes, something was a little odd, because I'm sure the father said, hey, I'm being told, somebody groomed my kid. What's going on? Like, what happened? Did anything happen back then that I should know about? And the chaperone at the time said yes, something happened. And that's when obviously Chase went like, okay, I heard enough. Time to get my kid back. That led to them going to tribal court. And now, for those of you who don't understand how tribal court is not the same as regular court. It is closed. It is not public record. So there is nobody who would ever be able to access what happened in that court session other than the people involved, right? So after the court case came and went, we were waiting to see what came of it, and nothing. It was dead silent. It was radio silent. You would think that if the parents had won the case, they would have thanked all the people online, since they were very vocal on the internet, on all their social media platforms. And if they won that case, they would have thanked everyone. Oh my God, Takata's home. She is safe. Thank you, everybody, for your support. We finally won, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. It was radio silent, which was weird to me. If they won that trial, why are they now silent, right? So that's where we're at with that story. Fast forward to today. Now that we're caught up to speed. Fast forward today. Ezra did a show that was, I guess, because I haven't followed Ezra after a while, because I just, I'm not a huge Psycho fan, as everyone thinks I am. I'm not a simp. So Ezra did a show, which I'm guessing was hosted or has to do with Chase Iron Eyes, the father of the alleged grooming child, right? And people were a little upset seeing Ezra there because of, all the shit that happened. And no one came forward and fucking said anything, including Ezra. Ezra really didn't say much about what's going on. Just said, hey, I'm getting some help. All this stuff is like not true, but like, didn't even say that much, but kind of just like, yeah, just so you know, like this stuff is not 100% true. It wasn't until after the Flash movie Ezra really kind of said, yeah, the stuff is not true, like, but still kind of left it open, like, well, then what happened, right? Because that's what everyone was asking. Okay, if it's not true, what the fuck happened? How did we get here? Why are people lying? Why would they lie? There was no answers at all to like, what the hell happened? It was just, these are lies. Okay, well, why are they lies? Can you confirm any of the shit that everybody else has been putting out there on the internet? Because like a lot of fans and people directly connected to Ezra were saying these are not true. This is what really happened here. All got ignored. People who literally were living with Ezra Miller and had been friends with Ezra Miller for a long time were saying these things aren't true. And again, we're gonna get to some things on that later on. But all ignored. The alleged victims, Tokata, who was groomed by a predator, saying, I'm fine, I'm safe, that didn't happen, we didn't have that kind of relationship, we're good, we're in a band together, we're just doing this, we're doing that, blah, blah, blah. No one cared. But everybody cares about victims, but they ignore victims. Anyways, so that happened. And now we have Chase, after the backlash Chase Ionized got for this event that Ezra took part in, and taking pictures with Ezra Miller and supporting Ezra Miller's band that their daughter Tokata is part of. We finally have an answer. So I'm gonna blow this up because I hate how it looks. Hopefully you guys can see it well, but I'll zoom in a little bit. So here we have Chase Ionized. This is on Instagram, by the way. This is on Instagram. It's there. It's like a legit. So this is Chase Ionized, the father of Tokata Ionized, who was allegedly groomed by Ezra Miller, saying, there's a reason I support 100 in the hand, which is Ezra's and Tokata's and this person Jay's band. Tokata Ionized, Ezra Miller, Jay Wasley. Wasley? I'm going to butcher that name. And I don't feel like I owe an explanation. By the way, pause. Yes, you fucking do. Yes, the fuck you do owe an explanation. Your grooming accusation contributed to the end of Ezra Miller's career as an actor in Hollywood right now. So, like, yes, the fuck you do owe an explanation because you falsely accused somebody of grooming your daughter. Anyways. But after we hosted a party in Santa Fe, we received some feedback. When you live your life under a public, tribal, and non-tribal microscope of critique, sometimes it seems it's only the critique that makes its way through. I want to offer this on the drama 3 years ago, when I filed a petition and claimed that Ezra appeared to have, quote, groomed Tokata. I made that statement in my pleading in a time of absolute war based on information from a witness who then recanted and said nothing happened that they could infer anything inappropriate from. Thus, I immediately withdrew the court filings. Now we are doing our level best to move on, to reconcile, and to heal while remaining supportive as a father. As long as Tokata's good, we're good. These are real people living real lives, and once you're in that fire where there is no anonymity, there's no safe space for you to retreat. That's a strange place, and it's not inviolable. It takes a lot to enter the fray again. So I just want to point out, fucking called it. Fucking called it. I've been called that shit. Okay. So, and here's the thing. Notice how, even before I started this chat, everyone heard this news and everyone's still saying, well, that doesn't excuse him for this. So let me get this straight. So when people are out there telling you, when the victims, the alleged victims are telling you a lot of these stories are bullshit because they were there, they fucking lived it. What makes you think that because that they're all fucking telling the truth now? Aside from this, everybody else told the truth? Everybody outside, all the accusations outside of this now? Okay, well, that's good. We're glad Ezra Miller's not a groomer, but Ezra Miller still did XYZ. Even though there has been proof that people have put out there that went fucking ignored. There were fucking eyewitnesses, people close to Ezra, people who were fucking there who said that didn't happen. But okay, we're just gonna go with Ezra's a celebrity. They paid him off. So let me tell you something about Chase Ionized. If you guys do not know who Chase Ionized, I don't blame you because I didn't know who he was either. But there are certain fucking sectors in the world where there are people who are famous and shit that we don't know because we don't know, right? Because we're not part of that world. Chase Sinai is an activist. Pretty much in my opinion, I would say that Chase Sinai is kind of like a politician, okay? And Chase Sinai has money. And I know somebody was like, oh, well, there's nothing wrong with taking more money. I mean, well, if you have a shit ton of money, where are the priorities? Where are the priorities, right? Are you going to take a payoff to stay silent about somebody grooming your child or doing SA to your child? I still stand by, if you are the type of person who would take a fucking hush money and let a predator go, you are no better than that fucking predator, and you should be locked up right next door to him. Right next door to him. So I'm getting tired of people using that fucking stupid argument, because if you're going to use that argument and still say, oh, well, Ezra is just the bad person. Okay, Ezra can be the bad person. What about the person taking the hush money? Don't you think they have an obligation to make sure that this doesn't happen to any other child? I would say so. But no, we don't think like that, right? We have to only put the responsibility on one person. So if you're going to sit here and think that a man who has a shit ton of money needs more money to not fucking say, hey, this person is a danger to children, you guys are fucking Looney Tunes, and you need to fucking stop living on the internet. You really fucking do. Because that's fucking crazy. Like, does it happen? Oh yeah, it happened with fucking R. Kelly. It happened with a lot of celebrities, I'm sure. But these are people who didn't have money. So they're more inclined to take it because they don't fucking have it. You think somebody who has money is just going to take more money to shut up about somebody who's a predator? That's insane. Right. Some folks just can't admit when they're wrong. Exactly. And that's what the fuck it is. That's exactly what the fuck it is. Because they don't want to admit that they fucked up, that they jumped on a fucking cancel culture war against an actor who at best has fucking problems, but not the problems that involve them hurting a child. Like, it's fucking crazy that people are like, okay, well, they're not a groomer, but we're still gonna say they're a piece of shit based on what? So everybody else that said shit about Ezra Miller, that people were trying to say, hey, there's more to the story, but nah, fuck that, right? No, fuck that. We don't care. We're just gonna, like, just mainstream media, guys. That's it. We're gonna mainstream media and fucking YouTubers who have big platforms who don't do their due diligence to fucking talk to people. The funny thing is, I actually talked to people who are close to Ezra. You know what I'm saying? And they told me the story. They told me what was going on. They showed me proof to back it, and I showed it on this channel. But again, I'm small, so nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. You know, I will say this. Andy Signore made one good point to me. Nobody cares what I got to say. Whether it's the truth or not, nobody cares. Whether I have facts to back it or not, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Because, like I said, with the Ezra Miller story, the proof was out there. I didn't even have to show the proof. The proof had been out there. The fans of Ezra Miller are the only reason why I even knew this shit was going on. And yes, did they have a bias? Oh, sure. You can say they had a bias, but they had fucking plenty of receipts to back it. If you have receipts, your biases, it doesn't matter. Your feelings don't matter. You need fucking facts. You need fucking receipts. And I had fucking plenty. They had plenty. I was showing it all. And it all got ignored. It all got ignored. Like I said, show me one assault charge Ezra Miller has on their fucking public record. You can't, because there is none. There is not a single assault charge. Again, I never said Ezra Miller was perfect. Nobody's perfect. There's nobody on this planet who is the embodiment of fucking perfection. We are all fucking flawed. That's what makes us who we are. We have flaws. It's fine to have flaws. Ezra Miller should have handled a lot of situations a lot better. 100% agree with every single person on that front. Yes, Ezra Miller definitely didn't handle a lot of shit good. But to paint them as a fucking monster and end their career, not even giving them a chance to get better, to change shit, is insane. It's fucking insane. I will give everyone a chance to get better. I would give Andy a chance to get better. I give people fucking chances because I know y'all are capable of it. It just pisses me off when people don't want to change or they just don't want to admit they have a problem. That's fine. You don't want to admit you have a problem? Fine. I'm still going to call you out for having a fucking problem. until you decide to get fucking help or until I get bored with you. So are we just gonna ignore Chase Iron Eyes, the father who started this? Are we just gonna ignore him because you guys can't admit you fucked up? You can't admit you jumped on a fucking bandwagon because it was so easy, because Ezra was an easy fucking target. Young and queer, so easy. Oh my god, they're fucking queer. Of course they're a groomer. Of course they're a groomer. God forbid Ezra Miller was a transgender. Then y'all would have got the pitchforks, fucking torches for real. For real. Y'all would have 100% got the pitchfork and torches and burned Ezra Miller down. You just did it virtually, but you know, you still did it. Now, I'm going to talk about, what up, Tristan? How are you? I'm going to talk about the stream I did where I said I might have been wrong about Ezra Miller. Because I that's going to get brought up 100%. And I was vague about it because I had to do some more digging. Because I had gotten told some things. There was some weird shit going on, right? There were some people who were involved in this stuff. That something went down. And now they were saying opposite shit. Right? Not even saying why they were. Like, I could see if these people were like, well, I was only saying this because Ezra threatened me. Or I was only saying this because Ezra was paying me. Or I was... But no one's saying that. They're just saying, oh, yeah, well, this is the truth. Then why are you saying it now and changing it up? So I was very confused because there were people who were saying that Ezra and Takata were currently in a relationship. And that's when I was like, oh, shit, if that's fucking true, holy shit, were we wrong? But that turned out to not be true. And even at this point, like, say at this point, right, something that, you know, they end up getting together. Now, that's not grooming, in my opinion. Some people will argue with me about that. But, like, there are instances where, like, that shit happens. Is it weird? Is it kind of like, yeah, but when grooming is like, you're literally obviously trying to get that kid to be with you when they get to a certain age, right? You're getting them ready, you know. But having a platonic relationship with Takata, with the family as well, because, like, don't forget, Ezra's friends with the family. Ezra met Takata Iron Eyes because their family are activists, and Ezra was doing celebrity activist work with other celebrities with the Takata family, with Takata's family, and they developed a friendship with the family, not just Takata, the family. And when people are like, well, Ezra met Takata when they were 14, the way they fucking worded that was very specific. It's like, yes, because when Takata, you know, met Ezra, she was 14, because Ezra met the family through their activism. Ezra was doing fundraisers or charities and shit with them, you know? Like, no shit. But to say that, oh, well, Ezra just met Takata, like Ezra just saw Takata and was like, hey, little girl, how you doing? You want some candy? I'm the Flash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like that. Ezra was friends with the family, and Takata was part of that family. And when Ezra met the family, Takata was 14. But the way the headlines made it seem like is Ezra was just solely talking to a 14-year-old. That's not what fucking happened. That's not what happened. Okay? So yeah, at the time I thought I was wrong because I'm hearing now new shit about things that I'm like, okay, well, if that's true, that's fucking crazy. That then maybe I was wrong. But it turned out it wasn't true. It turned out that a lot of people involved with Ezra have been manipulating and twisting things to get their way. And when they didn't get their way with Ezra, you know, maybe Ezra didn't want to give them some money. Maybe Ezra didn't want to pay for their fucking ticket to go back to Hawaii or something. Now they're feeling some type of way because now they're getting cut off, and now they're feeling, oh, well, now I don't have an allegiance to you. I'm going to get back at you. Or maybe they just had a disagreement with Ezra. Or maybe they just realized that they were just using Ezra the whole time. I don't know. But there was a lot of manipulation from behind the scenes. There are a lot of people using known people who have, I don't, you know, I'm trying to be nice here because I don't want to call her a stalker, even though it's kind of like a little bit she is a stalker. But at the same time, like, after seeing the shit behind the scenes, because this started with this girl named Ren, right? Her name is Ren Turner. I don't know what's up with these Turners. But Ren Turner was the one who came on Instagram and said, I lied about the grooming. Okay, so let's start with her. And then turned out she's been like kind of on this campaign for a very long time against Ezra Miller. She thought that she was having a relationship with Ezra Miller. And I theorized because she showed me emails and stuff. I'm like, somebody's fucking with this girl. And now this is my theory. This is my whole theory about what happened there, right? Because at some point, somebody who claimed to be Ezra Miller, whether it was Ezra Miller or not, but somebody who claimed they were Ezra Miller contacted this girl, made her believe that they were in a relationship with this girl. Like, I'm Ezra Miller, you're my girlfriend. Like, I'm in love with you. I saw the emails. She showed the proof. She had a Twitter account. She had all the receipts on there. I showed them on the channel. She believed she had a relationship with Ezra Miller, right? And because of whatever vendetta people have against Ezra Miller, right? And when people ask, well, why would anyone have a vendetta? Well, there's a lot of stories out there, if you go back to my channel, where there have been girls, because Ezra's polygamous. It's not a secret. I don't understand polygamy. Not my thing, not judging, but, not for me. But there are a lot of people, a lot of women especially, who enter in these polygamous relationships with Ezra and want to be number one. And when they realize they're not going to be number one, there's a vendetta. Trust me, I've talked to some crazy fucking people in this situation. Like, I'm talking fucking crazy. Like, these people are fucking batshit nuts. And because they couldn't be number one, they started lying. There's one girl, Mia Solange, covered her on my stream, on my channel too, before all the Hawaii shit. Mia Solange, she came out and she said, "What, Shadow? I see you saying what, Ray? I'm not looking at the chat too much. Mia had said that Ezra groomed her at 18. Okay, Ezra groomed her at 18. Yeah, I'm not lying when I say that. Like, that shit, again, on my channel. Ezra groomed her at 18 and was abusive and all this shit. And it turned out that witnesses, polyamorous. Okay, I don't fucking listen. I'm not into that shit. I don't fucking know. But basically Mia had been exposed for lying and saying, like, yeah, there were witnesses there and nothing happened. You wanted to be more than just one of the many, because it's Polly. I'm just gonna say Polly, so Shadow doesn't yell at me. You wanted to be number one, and Ezra didn't want that. Ezra didn't want to have that title with you, so you went ahead and just spread a rumor. And so with this person, Ren, from what I can see, is that she's been in contact with all these people, and all these people are like, well, you're already known as Ezra Miller's stalker because you've been stalking Ezra Miller for years. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use you to plant the seed, to take the fucking fall for spreading the rumor that Ezra was grooming Takada. So that's why Ren was the one who messaged Chase Iron Eyes and started the rumor. And then Chase Iron Eyes freaked out at the thought that maybe, Takada's in danger, acted accordingly, which I think, to be honest, is kind of like fucking bullshit. Because, like, I think you probably should have done more research or maybe talked to your kid and believed your kid, or at least talk to Ezra. And I don't know if these things happen, but at the same time, it's like, why are you still, like... You shouldn't have went to the fucking news articles. You should have went to the fucking police. Listen, y'all are arguing with me in the chat. Listen, I'm not familiar with poly shit, so, like, bear with me, and you guys knew what I meant. Ezra has multiple partners. Ezra is not limiting themselves to one fucking person. Okay, does that make more sense? Does that make more sense? Okay, are we on the same page here? Okay, we on the same page now? Don't you facepalm me. Don't you facepalm me. Suddenly changes. My thing is, right? At the end of the day, we could put the grooming accusations to bed. The father who came out and said this is now saying, we're good, we're reconciling. I was lied to, the person recanted. We're healing. We're regular people, fuck ups happen, mistakes were made, we're moving on. Okay. But of course, internet ain't gonna move on, because again, this changed nothing for a lot of people. And I'm like, this is where we're at. This is fucking sad. This is cancel culture. So it's okay when somebody's like, hey, Ezra was falsely accused of grooming, but everything else that happened, no, it's just set in stone. It was just set in stone. And that's sad. That's so sad. It's really fucking sad. And I remember, oh yeah, me and Matt talked about today. Matt had said, the cult thing, the cult story. And I'm just like, bruh, people who have multiple partners, you know, if you followed Ezra on social media, they're into like some spiritual shit, like spiritual type shit. I can see how that can be considered cult. Listen, if that's a cult, then furries are a cult. Furries are weird and we don't understand it, but they're harmless. Okay, so I don't I don't think that Ezra is a danger. I think Ezra made some mistakes, but I don't think that they did it purposely. I don't think they were trying to harm people. I think that people just decide you're a celebrity, I'm gonna fuck with you and get the reaction that they got. So unfortunately, that's where I'm at with this. I have always at least believed Ezra didn't do a lot of the shit that they were accused of. But like obviously people were in my ear and I got confused for a bit and I was just like, okay, that's a little crazy. And I talked to a lot of people and I thought I was being played. I really thought that I was being played. So I was even more pissed off because I'm like, number one, I don't like being played. I really fucking don't. And if it turns out I'm getting played, y'all already know I will scorch the fucking earth. You guys already seen it happen. And when I get there, oh, it's bad. Especially the longer it goes on. Like, don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit me. You can like I try to give so many people the benefit of the doubt, and then when I get bullshitted on, I'm like, yo, let me tell you right now. Let me tell you right now, I have a lot of tolerance for people's bullshit. A lot of tolerance for people's bullshit. But it turned out that, you know, the person who was being played was the person telling me all this shit. So they were also being played, and that is what it is. But there was a lot of manipulation going on in this whole thing. Like, it's fucking crazy. It's the most craziest story of a celebrity I have ever heard in my life. You know, the craziest fucking story I've ever heard in my life of a fucking celebrity having so many fucking people involved in so many different weird shit. I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck is going on with Ezra Miller? But I'm happy that at least the grooming accusations we can put to fucking bed. We can put that to rest. And of course, all those news articles aren't going to redact anything. I would hope Rolling Stones and Variety and all those fucking news articles at least fucking say, hey, you know, we were just covering what was there now at the time, blah, blah. Like, no, you guys were wrong. Fucking Chase Iron Eyes was wrong. You know, and I have to say, it's nice that Ezra is forgiving, because let me tell you, I have been sitting here for the whole time this shit was happening. Like, I hope Ezra files a lawsuit on somebody. I really want them to, but they're not going to, and I don't understand why. Like, like like I get there are people who want to be nice, but like I've been saying this so many times. Listen, if you feel like somebody lied on you, or you feel like somebody committed a crime on you, fucking sue them. Hold them accountable in the court of fucking law. Please, for the love of God. I get so tired of people using excuses of why they don't want to fucking take somebody to court when they literally ruined Ezra's career. Especially when the career is ruined. Right? If you have damages done, you have a case. You have a case. Please sue somebody. You know, rumor has it that the reason why that Ezra is not going to sue is because they feel bad for these people. These are regular people. They can't afford to fight Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller has more money. Like, that's noble and that's nice, but fuck those people. I don't care. If you have not a cent to your fucking name, you lie on my name, I'm taking you to court. You commit a crime to me, I'm taking you to court. I'm not taking your fucking money. I'm not taking your hush money. I'm sorry, but I have to be that person. I have to be that person to say it. I know that I I know at some point this is gonna bite me in the ass. I already know it because I already see who's in the chat. But like, if you are going to let a predator walk away and take hush money, shame on you. Shame on you. Honestly, I mean that for everybody. Like, I don't care who the fuck you are. I mean that. Like, don't take money to be silent if somebody's doing something wrong, especially if they're doing something fucking illegal. Like, I'm sorry, that's fucking dumb. Again, R. fucking Kelly. Do you know how many people took hush money from R. Kelly? Like, that's insane to me. And I remember having an argument with somebody like, well, if people are really stressed for money, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if I'm stressed for money. Yes, I'm stressed for money. But that doesn't mean I don't have a responsibility. If I know somebody was harming a child, to just stay silent on that shit. That puts me as a monster. Like, you let a monster fucking take that kid and do whatever they want with that kid, and you allowed that to happen? That's on me. I could have prevented that. Why didn't I? Oh, because somebody offered me $100,000. So, to a lot of people, a child's well-being is valued at $100,000, $10,000, $5,000. That child's well-being and safety is a dollar sign, y'all. That's what hush money is. You're putting somebody's life at a price. So everybody out here saying, well, Ezra paid these people off. Well, then you need to go at those people too. You need to go at those people too, if that's what you believe. Because those people are just as fucking guilty, if not more so. Because now they're allowing it. They are complicit. They put fucking a value on other people's lives. Oh, no, it's okay. The kid just has fucking permanent trauma, fucked them up. They're gonna grow up and probably do the same thing to fucking somebody else's kid, or maybe they're gonna end their lives because they can't deal with the trauma, or they're just gonna always be fucking depressed and miserable and not be able to get through school, and they're gonna have to work a shitty ass fucking job for the rest of their fucking lives. But no, it's okay. You got $100,000 out of the deal, so fuck that kid. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that kid. You got money. You paid your bills this month. You bought a new car. You were able to go on vacation and not think about that child that you allowed that predator to harm, or the future children that predator could harm. Because you're on vacation. You're in Hawaii on the beach sipping a fucking mojito. Maybe by the pool in Florida, chilling, vibing. Fuck them kids. That predator gave you mad money. I'm set for life. Yeah, $100,000. I'm set for life. I'm gonna pay my rent for the whole year. Hell, I might just buy a house. Fuck this apartment. And that's what makes me mad when people are saying that Ezra paid these people off. Okay, if that's the case, why aren't you mad at the people that Ezra paid off? That's insane to me. That everyone says that, but ain't nobody gonna be like, you must have. Why would you take a payout? Why would you let that predator go? I'm not seeing those comments. I'm just saying, yeah, they took a payout. They took a payout. Even more so bad, because that's a promise they don't always keep, Douglas. No, I'm not gonna hush. You shut your hush money. Take that hush money and shove it up your butt, but you're not getting it back. I'm not giving you a refund. No refunds for simping. Lunchbox is such a bully. I don't simp for nobody. Oh, now WBD paid them off. Yo, the fucking hilarious part of this, though, is like, regardless of if you guys believe Ezra Miller, WB, whoever paid people off, if these people took it and that's what's going on, y'all need to be mad at somebody else. You're a simp. I'm not a simp. I'm not a simp. Why? Like, here's the fucking thing about simping, right? I have a man. I live in reality. I don't need to simp for no fucking celebrity I don't know or care about. It's about what's fucking right. It's about what's right. And the fact that, like, I know Lunchbox is joking, but anyone who's not joking and you really think I'm simping for Ezra Miller, like, y'all really don't know me, and that's sad. That's so sad. I don't simp. It's called doing the right thing. And while everybody jumps on bandwagons, hey, hi, been there, done that. I was a fucking SJW. Hi, my name is Ray. I used to be a fucking SJW. So I know how shitty it is being on the wrong side of cancel culture. I was on the wrong side of cancel culture. So when this came out, I refused to be on the wrong side again. I wanted to wait and see. I wanted to do process. I wanted to see what's going on. I wanted to do my due diligence to make sure that this person deserved to have their entire life ruined. If they are a predator, I want them to go down just as bad as anyone. But let's make sure that they are a predator before we go down that rabbit hole. Because I've done that. I was part of cancel culture. I was part of the group that was completely fine ruining somebody's career before we had due process. And when I realized that's what we were doing, when I thought we were doing the right thing, when I thought we were morally in the right, to find out, yeah, maybe we were wrong, because now that person's career is ruined. Because we took part in celebrating and making sure that that person couldn't go anywhere without people knowing what's up. That's what I said. When I go after certain people, I'm not going for that. Not every person deserves to be canceled, right? There are people who are guilty, 100% need to be canceled, and there are people who's like, I just want you to get better. I'm just calling you out so you people know, like, do you want to support this motherfucker? Are you sure you want to support this motherfucker? If you do, cool. I can't. That's it. I mean, I'm gonna just talk my shit, but I can't do nothing about it. I don't want to do nothing about it. I just want people to do better and be better on the internet. Really, is that simple. Just do better and be better. Just do better and be better. Hello, Joe. I see you. Does Ezra Miller does movies anymore? Not right now. I don't think. I think it's gonna be a while before Ezra Miller does anything. To be honest, I think it's gonna be like a Robert Downey Jr. situation, where after a long period of time of not trying to stay out of the spotlight, then people might be like, okay, they're back. But I don't know. After this news dropped and seeing people's reactions, I don't think so. I think the internet's just not forgiven, and it's sad because, like, no one wants to give people chances to fucking change. Nobody has any fucking empathy. Nobody has a functioning fucking brain cell to look at the situation and be like, maybe not things were so black and white, but everyone's like, yeah, no, Ezra did it. Were you there? Because I wasn't there. I went by what's publicly available. And guess what? A lot of the shit that was publicly available was getting ignored. There was one interview by one girl who's still with Ezra, basically, like right now as we speak, still with Ezra. One interview with one girl who was basically saying like that these are all not true. Try to clear up a lot of the things that were being accused of, and a lot of her story got taken out. A lot of the shit she told the reporters was taken out. Gee, I wonder why. Oh, right, because we can't have somebody say something that we can't fact check, even though we never fact checked any of the accusations. I had proven that. Rolling Stones 100%. Like, as soon as I went to Chase Iron Eyes with a fake account and said, hey, I have a scoop on Ezra Miller. I was there in Hawaii. I know what happened. Didn't ask me who I was or nothing like that. Just, here's the contact to Rolling Stones. If the articles vetted any of the people, want to talk about vetting? People say I vet people bad. If these news articles vetted the people they interviewed about Ezra Miller properly, they would have found out that Casanova Turner, the father who was so worried about his wife and kids that Ezra took and wouldn't let him talk to his kids, they would have found out why. Because you could easily have looked up, did a background check on that motherfucker, and saw because he had multiple DV charges on Anna Rosa, the woman that was with Ezra and those kids. I don't know, guys. You tell me, is Ezra throwing a chair at somebody who has multiple DV charges on a woman to protect them and that woman? Is that wrong? Or is that self-defense? Was that assault? Or was that self-defense? Because I saw a lot of people saying, well, they still threw the chair. No one should throw a chair. I don't know. If a motherfucker's coming at you who is known to be hitting women and you fucking throw a chair at them, I'm pretty sure you have I don't think anyone's going to look at that person and be like, yeah, you didn't deserve that. Well, you beat your girlfriend multiple times, probably in front of your damn kids, but you didn't deserve to have that chair thrown at you. Again, how terminally online are you people that you forget that, like, it's okay to throw a chair at a man who has been known to beat women? I'm down. I don't know about y'all. I'm completely down. I'm completely down with somebody getting a chair thrown at him. If you beating on your woman in front of your kids, yeah, he's lucky it was a chair. I pulled out a knife. I have pulled out a knife on a person who put hands on a woman. I pulled out a knife. Motherfucker's lucky it was a chair. I would have grabbed the biggest kitchen knife I can get. But okay. I guess because it's celebrities can't react like normal people. Yes, I would choose violence. Violence on somebody who's a violent person? Hell yeah, violence begets violence. Hell no. So I'm so sorry you guys think that every fucking story is black and white. I'm sorry you all think that celebrities aren't people and make mistakes and don't fucking make good decisions in certain situations. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And I'm sorry you assholes are trolling me by saying I'm simping for Ezra. Because trust me, I ain't simping for somebody who ain't going to give me the time of day. I'm just doing what's right, which is I'm not going to sit here and jump on fucking cancel culture no more. I'm not. I'm not going to jump on cancel culture like that no more. Because for what? For what? I don't want people canceled unless they actually have committed a crime. If they commit a crime, maybe they can get canceled. But if there's no serious crime committed, I'm saying serious crime. Petty crimes don't bother me. Everyone's a fucking human. If we judging people on petty crimes, I'm sure I can dig up some of y'all's fucking past transgressions, your fucking speeding tickets, your fights that you got into that wasn't started by you, but for some reason you still got a charge anyways. I don't judge y'all like that. But y'all will judge a celebrity easily because you have this fucking high expectations that celebrities have to be a certain way. They have to act a certain way. They can't just be fucking normal and make stupid fucking mistakes and get caught up in bullshit. They have to be completely flawless. They have to set an example for everybody. Motherfuckers, they just want to act. They just want to fucking work. They're not here to be your fucking idols. They're not here to be your fucking gods. That's what YouTube influencers are. They're the ones that are trying to be the fucking embodiment of perfection. They're the ones who are trying to paint this fucking falsity that we're pure. You should be like me. We should be happy and loving and hugging. And no, I'm not checking DMs while I'm streaming, goddammit. You can wait till after the stream. Unless you have something to add, maybe. Nah, celebrities are weird creatures. They are weird creatures because that's their fucking culture, but that doesn't mean they are. That's the thing, right? I've said this before. I expect Ezra doesn't seem the type that wants to be around celebrities. Like, they don't want to be around Hollywood figures. But the problem with that is normal people can be just as bad. Because, like, you are known to be in movies. So what do you think when you think of a celebrity? You think, you can get me into the industry, or you have a lot of money you can spend on me. So what do people do when they realize those two things about a person? Yeah, you're going to get a bunch of gold digging fucks and opportunists and people who are going to use you and take advantage of your status to elevate themselves. That happens. So, like, you don't want to hang out with other celebrities because the fucking Hollywood life is sus. But also, regular people are fucking sus. Wrong. No one likes Ezra Miller. Who's the difference? But you don't know Ezra Miller. Why don't you like Ezra Miller? You don't fucking know Ezra Miller. You don't know Ezra Miller based on whatever the fucking shit you read on the fucking internet. You don't know Ezra Miller. You haven't talked to Ezra Miller. I know somebody who talked to Ezra Miller and he was so happy. He was like, oh my God, Ezra's so cool and down to earth and chill. We vibed. It was a great conversation. Like, and that was one conversation. Doesn't mean that person knows Ezra too, but like, you've never met Ezra. You know enough. What do you know? What do you know? Outside of the fucking allegations, accusations, whatever. What the fuck do you know about Ezra Miller? What's Ezra's favorite color? How does Ezra like to part their hair? What's Ezra's favorite TV show? What music does Ezra Miller like to listen to? How much do you know about Ezra Miller? Do you know anything? No, well, nobody likes Ezra Miller. Based on what? Because you just don't like somebody? And that's fine. You don't have to like somebody. You don't have to like somebody. But based on what? People don't like me because I'm loud. People don't like me because I have opinions they don't fucking agree with. I can list a name of reasons why people don't fucking like me. And some people, and that's based on what they know. So what do you know? What do you know? Based on what? Based on what? Okay. I know Ezra Miller likes to hang around normal people because Hollywood fucking is sus. I've already said that. I know Ezra Miller is very spiritual and likes to fucking, listen to some hippie ass music and likes to just fucking vibe and play music. I know that Ezra Miller is very creative. I actually learned recently because Ezra put it on an interview that Ezra Miller actually had I think it was like a speech problem, and that they would sing and it helped them with their speech problem, and then they found a love for art for that. I know Ezra Miller. I would assume Ezra Miller's favorite color is probably black or red because they wear it a lot. I know that Ezra Miller doesn't know what boba tea is. Probably knows what boba tea is. Let's see. I know Ezra Miller likes to attend shows a lot. I know that as far as I've been told, and this is what I've been told, I don't know, but I was told that Ezra's a really soft-spoken person. Just very soft-spoken, but also eccentric at the same time. What do you mean outside of the accusations? His favorite colors. He breaks into houses that aren't. Hold on, broke into one house, if anything. And when you say break into, I'm pretty sure they just knew where the key was. I mean, yes, it was breaking, entering, but the thing is, Sim confirmed. I'm sorry, I pay attention. It's different. Like I got to know outside of Ezra Miller, and I'm sorry. Like yes, watching a few interviews and listening to what they say, like that gets me to know. But also like you could just look at the following on social media and kind of figure this shit out. But also like the Joseph Santos, notice how he spun around at me and I like named a few things, but the Joseph Santos couldn't think of a goddamn thing to say outside of the accusations. And right, yeah, broke into a stranger's house. It wasn't even a stranger's house. It was a friend's house that they used to be able to go into before. And because the friendship wasn't like a friendship anymore, I don't know what happened there, but like it was somebody who was a friend. Like, yes, it shouldn't have been in there. 100%. They should not have been in there without the person's permission. But like, I'm sorry, y'all are pressed that man stole alcohol? It's not like Ezra Miller went in there and tore the house up or did any damages where these people now have to pay to replace anything. Oh my God, they have to replace a bottle of fucking alcohol. Again, still not condoning it and thinking it's like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. But at the same time, y'all are over fucking hyping that shit. Like, holy shit. I can understand if Ezra broke in the house and did damage to the home, which caused these people financial fucking strife. But like, holy shit, a bottle of alcohol? That's what you guys are really fucking mad at? Didn't even break the door. Like, relax. Like, I would be mad at somebody who came into my house with me not, like, wanting them there, but, like, Jesus Christ. What do you mean I literally admit it? Yeah, okay, and Ezra dealt consequences for that. So why are you bringing it up? Like, Ezra didn't face consequences for that. And FYI, the reason why Ezra didn't face a harsh consequence is because the person was like, I'm not going to press charges that, like, I'm not going to push this. I just want them to get help because clearly they got some shit going on. As a friend or somebody who was a friend, I just want this to go away. I don't want to be part of it. I just want Ezra to get help. I'm not even that mad. It's just like I'm mad, but not that mad. So like my whole thing is like the people who this shit's happening to aren't even as pressed as y'all are pressed. That's the crazy part. Like this shit is happening to them. And y'all are even extra mad. Like the person it happened to was mad, sure. And they could have pressed further charges. They could have said, no, I want Ezra Miller to go to jail for this. They said, no, I just want Ezra to get help. I just think they're going through some shit. It was just a bottle of fucking alcohol. No other damages were done. Nothing else was stolen. And Ezra got hit with a fucking on probation. Why are you guys extra mad? It didn't happen to you. It wasn't your house. It was not your house. It was not your relationship with Ezra Miller. Why are you even mad? That shit has nothing to do with us. But y'all are mad that happened. And then everyone wants to make up shit. I can't tell you how many times the numbers keep increasing of how many kids Ezra kidnapped and groomed now. We're up to 7. We're up to 7. No, pled no contest. D. Joseph Santos, we covered this. The person said, I don't want to press charges. I want Ezra to get help. Ezra took a plea deal. So what? But this is what I'm saying. Like, this shit did not happen to you. The person it happened to isn't even this fucking pressed about it. Why are y'all? Can y'all stop being over angry and offended for other fucking people on their fucking behalf? I didn't say ignore or dumpster fire. I'm just saying y'all are acting like the fucking person went in there and stole the whole fucking house, like fucking jewelry and shit, like expensive. It was a bottle of alcohol. So fucking what? No, don't break into somebody's house, but holy shit, like the person whose house it wasn't even that fucking mad. Why are we sitting here getting mad about it? That's insane. Ezra had to be on probation for it. So like probation ain't fun either, but like locking somebody up for stealing a bottle of alcohol is crazy. That's like when people used to get locked up for having a dime bag of weed in their car. It's fucking nuts. You guys are fucking making a mountain out of a molehill. Yeah, I am triggered because it's fucking ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever fucking seen, people being mad over somebody stealing a bottle of alcohol. Like, holy shit. It's like when people got arrested for fucking weed. You know how many people did like fucking like a year for having a dime bag in their car? Like, are you fucking kidding me? The smallest amount of weed that you could get on the fucking streets, and people are doing fucking serious jail time for it. That's insane. Like, in the same fucking vicinity next to a fucking murderer or a child molester, bro, for a bag of weed. Y'all want Ezra Miller to go to jail with actual fucking criminals for a bottle of alcohol? You're fucking nuts. And this is why I say y'all need to get outside more. Y'all need to live a little, because absolutely not. You're not going to convince me anything on that one, because that's insane to me. That's insane to me. I don't care if you're offended. There are people who are literally like still screeching that to high heavens. Ezra Miller broke into somebody's house for a bottle of alcohol. For a bottle of alcohol. Like, damn. Y'all act like this, like y'all act like Ezra broke into the house, kicked somebody's dog in the fucking face, and burned it down, and walked out with a bottle of alcohol. Holy shit! People did like real time for fucking weed, and you guys are mad over a fucking bottle of alcohol. You want Ezra Miller to go to fucking prison for a bottle of fucking alcohol? Fucking miss me with these weird ass things. Like, I don't understand how y'all forgot how to be human. like, oh no, people do dumb shit. Like, go into somebody's house that they weren't supposed to be in and take a bottle of booze. Oh no. Oh my god. Nah, I've given up my pursuit of boba tea. But no, for real though, it's insane to me that some of these stories, I'm sitting here like, yo, the whole shit in Hawaii, I will stand by this. Y'all be pressed that Ezra got into a bunch of fights in Hawaii and bars. Have y'all not gone to a bar? Y'all have never been to a bar where somebody got too drunk and started beefing with somebody for no reason? Like, bar fights happen. Oh my god, celebrities can't do that. Why? Why? If it was a celebrity you guys liked, you would be 100% agreeing with me. Yeah, it was just a bar fight. They did nothing wrong, but it's a celebrity you don't like, so fuck that celebrity. Again, y'all like to play the popularity contest, and it shows. Y'all want to sit here and talk about you care about truth, but you don't, and it fucking shows, because the moment this fucking came out, ain't nobody wanted to buy it either. There's a bunch of people out there like, oh, well, they got paid off. So when the fucking person who started this shit says I was wrong, now it's a payoff. It's a payoff. Y'all don't want truth. You want whatever narrative makes you feel fucking comfortable. Whatever narrative you are pushing because you don't want to admit you were wrong, that's what you're going to go with. So how dare you say you care about truth when you fucking don't? Truth don't matter. It's never going to matter. Right? I've been spitting truths about a lot of shit, and then I have people want to argue with me about, do you care about truth, or you just want to fucking hear yourself talk? Because I don't want to hear myself talk. Tell me I'm wrong about shit. Show me the proof you have. Show it to me. I will happily fucking eat crow if I'm wrong. But oh, God forbid I show something and y'all want to nitpick the fuck out of that. Y'all want to nitpick the fuck out of that. Undeniable proof too. Like, how you gonna ignore somebody confessing to the shit and showing you where they fucking said it in the first place in the fucking messages to the person whose kid it was? Like, I don't understand. How you gonna ignore the victim who came out and said nothing's wrong, nothing's happening? This is what's going on. Like, my family's like being manipulative right now. They're being fucking crazy. I don't understand what's happening. Like, well, how do you guys say you care about victims while ignoring victims? And then victim blaming the victim. Oh, well, Takata came out. She looked high. She didn't look like she was in the right state of mind. Yes, because she's a fucking regular person who had to be in like a massive, like, worldwide news. Like, yes, she's used to being in the news and shit, but like not like this, not over shit like this. You know, again, she's an activist for indigenous people. Okay, so like positive media coverage is one thing, negative is another. So like when you saw that video, people were like, "Oh, she's not well." Yes, she's distressed. She looked like she was fucking crying. Like she was horrified at all the shit. She looked distressed. And maybe she smoked some weed. I don't fucking know. Jesus Christ. Question: someone breaks into your home, do you ask if he simply wants a drink, or do you draw a gun? But you're putting this question out there. Do I know the person? I can't tell you how many times my mom came into my place and went in my fridge and grabbed a beer. And I'm like, what are you doing, Mom? It's like, it's 10 o'clock. Why are you here? Like, if it's somebody I know, no, I'm not going to pull out a gun. I'm going to be like, what's up? My door is open to my friends and family. I don't know what world you live in or what kind of, like, that's fine. But, like, my door has always been open to friends and family. My friends and family don't have to knock when they come in. They usually knock and then come in, but like they literally just don't. Your mom breaks in. I mean, what do you mean my mom breaks in? You understand, like, was there forceful entry? Like, did you guys even read the report? There was no forceful entry. There's no forceful entry. If my door was locked and my mom opened the window that was not locked and came in, and that's a break-in, it's my mom. I don't fucking care. Like, I don't understand why you guys are present. Ezra and the person knew each other. It's not like it was a stranger. It's not like it was a stranger. You guys are doing this whole thing where like tomato tomato right now. It wasn't a stranger. If a stranger came into my home, yeah, I don't know you. Why are you in my house? That's weird. I don't know you. But if it's somebody you are familiar with, why does that matter? Like why does that matter? Right? It matters because of how that friend felt about it, right? So the friend felt like I didn't want you in my home. Like that's it. I didn't want you in my home. The friend wasn't there. That's the issue. The friend wasn't there. If the friend was there, Ezra probably would have knocked on the door. But the friend wasn't there. So should they have entered? Absolutely fucking not. I'm not condoning that whatsoever. But you guys are making it seem like a much bigger issue. It wasn't a stranger's house. If it was a stranger's house, 100% would be so weird. Like, why are you doing this? That's a problem. But if it's somebody you know and you felt comfortable and you thought, hey, maybe they won't mind, well, guess what? They did mind. That's the only thing. Yes, they did mind. They did mind that you did that. You know, just because we're friends doesn't mean that I'm going to allow you in my house when I'm not home. That's my comfortability if I will or not. But like at the same time, you knew what to keep. But it does. But my thing is, the Joe Santos, it's still somebody they knew, right? Doesn't make it right because the person didn't want him there. But you're making it sound like it was a bigger crime that needed to be. You know, and again, it's up to the person who that happened to decide if they want to do something about it. Like, public opinion is public opinion. Y'all can feel the same way you do, but I'm just gonna say you're all being really stupid about it. Really stupid about it. It wasn't a stranger's house in the dark and they couldn't see because they weren't there. I did that, Mo. I'm not going to be homeless. Now I'll make you homeless. I'm just kidding. Shouldn't everybody be happy that no one actually got groomed and not doubled down that they did? I agree, numbers, but this is the internet. The internet just wants to be angry at Ezra Miller. The internet just wants to be angry at Ezra Miller. Like, there's no answer that the internet's gonna get where it's gonna be like Ezra Miller is gonna completely wipe the slate clean of all the shit that happened like that year. But it's like, it's just dumb to me because like I'm sorry that you guys are mad at me for being more empathetic and compassionate for somebody who went through some shit. Right. And considering like all the shit that happened, and even when I was kind of considering like flipping the script because I'm like, yo, this new information's crazy. I'm very upset. Was I getting played? Is like Ezra actually a bad person? Like what's going on? Like, because of all that weird manipulation shit that was going on, even I'm gonna say, I like Ezra surrounded themselves and still surrounds themselves. Sorry, Ezra, I'm just gonna call it out like it is. You still surround yourself with some really manipulative, fucking awful people. Like awful people. And now, could Ezra Miller be one? I'm like, sure. Ezra Miller is potentially that Ezra could still be, you know, a shitty person. Don't know. But as far as the shit that they were doing and the information that mainstream media and YouTubers weren't covering the whole story, Ezra's side of the story, like what was coming out on Ezra's side from people who were with Ezra, they were ignoring that. So like, if you wanted to report that the story, that's fine. But like, they were only reporting one side. Like, they were only reporting one side. They weren't even like listening to the potential of what else happened. You know? Yes, Ezra should get better friends. 100% agree, because all of these people that have been involved in this whole shit, they aren't good friends. Ezra probably wouldn't be in this situation if Ezra just like kind of peeped like, yeah, a lot of these people are kind of like taking advantage. And a lot of these people are kind of, you know, fucking crazy. And I'm not gonna, because I don't want to deal with the crazies coming at me, because like I had a little issue with some fucking crazy ass people involved in, like, I'm saying fucking crazy guys. Some of these people who, oh my god, like, I'm talking like these are the people who need to be looked at. These are the people who need to be committed. These are the people who need to get arrested. Okay? You want, like, there's some people involved in this. I'm sitting here like, why are these people not in jail? Because like some of these people are saying some crazy wild shit, and I'm sitting here like, you need to be committed immediately. And unfortunately, these are people who have somehow gotten themselves involved with Ezra Miller. And Ezra, befriended some of these people, and these people are just fucking out of their mind. And that's why I said many times, like, somebody needs to be the voice of reason with Ezra at this point and be like, yeah, maybe you should chill on some people. And then there's also some people who have too much control and just, keeping all the good people away. So I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. There's a lot of fucking crazy people involved in this shit. I'm telling you. I'm kind of glad, like, at least this part of this is over. Like I said, I don't think a lot of people are gonna give a fuck. They're still gonna hate Ezra. And in my attempt, I'm not sitting here trying to convince y'all to like Ezra Miller. You want to hate Ezra Miller like the Joseph Santos does? Still hate Ezra Miller. I could give a fuck less. Not my problem. Not my concern. Doesn't affect me one way or another. I just think that we need to stop just jumping on stories because they sound good and they sound scandalous and they sound like they're gonna get people a lot of fucking clicks and attention, instead of just focusing on, well, what the fucking truth is. Because like I said, I have a bunch of videos on my channel. Anna Rose is on my channel, the woman who had the kids that was staying with Ezra, that fucking the kids allegedly put bullets in their mouth and shit. Her story's on my channel. Fucking the chick who accused Ezra Miller of grooming in the first place and admitted that she lied about it, that's on my channel. All of the receipts of the shit that happened, the Casanova Turner's fucking lengthy fucking domestic violence fucking reports are on my channel. They're out there on the fucking internet. They're on Twitter. There's a fucking whole document out there, like a Google document of all the fucking stories and the explanations of what happened with receipts out there that went ignored. So, like, maybe this is a lesson. Can we stop just jumping on shit and just assuming the worst of people until we have more information that says they're the worst? Like, holy shit, my like fucking brain is killing me with this shit because I get so frustrated. I get so fucking frustrated. Like, it sickens me that this is where we're at. And like I said, I love y'all, but some of y'all be getting me fucking when I talk about this. Like, some of y'all really be making me look at you guys like, if this was me, is this how you would treat me? Is this how you guys would treat me? Like, you wouldn't care what anybody had to say? You wouldn't care what I had to say? You would just read a headline and keep it pushing? Like, this is how you guys would treat me if this shit happened to me? If I end up getting myself in some stupid ass fucking situation my ass shouldn't have been in the first place? Are you guys gonna judge me this harshly? If I had a fucking moment where I got shit faced and I fucking unintentionally like walked into somebody's house and took some bottle of booze, are you gonna fucking judge me that harshly? If I explain to you what happened, are you gonna say it doesn't matter, you did it, you're fucking guilty, fuck you? Like, that's how I've looked sometimes when I like love y'all, but sometimes I'm looking at you like, if I did some dumb shit like this, like, I wouldn't, but if I did, is that how you guys would treat me? You wouldn't even give me a chance? You wouldn't even give me a chance to be like, hey, I fucked up, I'm sorry, I'm gonna get better? It's just cancel? It's just like, you deserve it, go to jail, get arrested? If somebody accused me of fucking grooming, are y'all just gonna just run with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I sometimes wonder, is like, that's where y'all's head at? If somebody accused me of grooming, y'all just gonna run with that? Because guess what? That's happened before. That's happened before. So I guess I'm just as, don't believe me, right? Because that's just crazy. That sometimes it depends how much you paying me. To be fair, you do groom your dog. I do groom my dog. That's true. She does get groomed. That's true. I groom her all the time. So you guys are gonna cancel me now? You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't understand. Like, and I don't want you guys. Here's the thing. If any stupid shit like that happens with me, right? Don't y'all dare defend me. Don't y'all dare defend me whatsoever because you like me. Fuck that. Don't do it. Because I'm gonna hold y'all to that and be like, oh, so like because you didn't like Ezra Miller and I did the same thing that Ezra Miller was accused of, right? Right? I'm accused of the same thing, right? Don't sit there and be like, oh, Saggy, I'm so sorry, Ray, I'm so sorry. They're lying about you. They're lying about you. Oh, but Ezra Miller got accused of the same shit. And fuck Ezra Miller. You will easily believe that, but you won't believe in me because you guys know me, right? You know me, right? Oh, that shouldn't fucking matter. Because where's the proof? Where's the proof? Nah, I'm serious about that. I'm dead ass serious. If I ever got accused of shit like this, Yeah, don't come to my defense because we cool because you supported me because now you feel obligated like to be like Mr. Beast, not Mr. Beast. I'm sorry, Doctor Disrespect's community. Oh, I'm a fan. I've watched you for so long. I've liked you. I we're so cool, but that can't be true. Well, there's evidence. There's evidence that says it's true, right? So why are you gonna defend me? What? Because you like me? Don't do that. Because clearly again you guys don't care about the truth. If that's the case, you don't care about the truth. That to me will tell me 100% with a questionable doubt you don't care about the truth then. Because if you're gonna still stand by me while I have these accusations against me, accusations, and you're not gonna just believe them as quickly as you believed them with Ezra Miller, then I'm gonna know for a fact you don't care about the truth. You care about who the fuck you like. It's the same concept. Once certain people believe a narrative, good luck changing that. Exactly. But the funny part is if I got accused of the same shit Ezra Miller did, I know for a fact y'all would, but you guys wouldn't believe that bullshit because you know it's bullshit, right? And I've shown you proof that it's bullshit. But you'll believe my proof, but you won't believe anything that comes out on Ezra Miller's side because y'all just don't like them. And you could just admit that. Just admit, I don't like them, so I'm going to believe that shit. Just fucking admit it. DJ Santos, I adore you. You know I do. You know I adore you. We cool. And I mean this because I'm real. I'm a real bitch. I'm going to keep it real with you. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't think you want the truth. Sometimes I don't because I think sometimes it's a hard listen, the truth is a hard pill to swallow, right? And being wrong is an even harder pill to swallow because it's bigger, right? So sometimes I feel like no, you don't. Sometimes I really feel like you don't want the truth because I feel like you are always wanting to combat me on it. Like Dr. Disrespect straight up said he was talking inappropriately to a minor, the Joseph Santos. No matter how you spin that, you know damn well that's wrong. Period. No matter how inappropriate that conversation was, in your opinion, whether it was sexual or not, even making a joke about his penis or whatever. No, that's kind of sexual. Even just saying something inappropriate, period, with a minor is bad. Is bad. And you know that's bad. You're so lucky my mic got unplugged. So lucky. So lucky. So lucky. But you've been sitting here. We were arguing about it because you're like, well, I want to see the screenshots. I want to see the conversation. I'm like, who cares? It's still bad. It's still bad. I listen. Every time I send a fucking link, I am on here longer than I'm supposed to be, and I need to go soon. I need to go soon. I do need to go soon. If you can make it quick, DJ Santos, because we gonna argue about this. Look, he has to clear his name. I love him though. That's my homie. But yeah, that's for G. Joseph Santos. Nobody else is coming on. Nobody else. I should have went to bed last night a lot sooner than I did. I had been exhausted. I was struggling at work today, so I cannot be on for longer. Like I can't be on for as long as I was last night. So like, if you come on to Joseph Santos, we gotta make it quick because I do gotta wrap it up. She got unplugged. Yeah, it happens. Hold up. So me believe that someone should pay for a crime they commit and pay their debt to society for doing what they did is wrong for me to believe. But that you need to make sure that's what it is, Lunchbox. That you need to make sure that's what it is. That's the thing I'm saying. Like I'm not saying if somebody did it, yes, 100% Lunchbox. I'm with you. I'm with you. But if they didn't do it, you need to make sure they did it. Because like yes, they need to be held accountable, but you need to make sure they did it. Right, D. Joseph Santos?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So what you want to combat
All
me
right,
on?
can you hear me?
Yes.
Actually, first I need to understand what you're fighting me on.
Well, no, because you said you think this guy doesn't want the truth, and I said sometimes no, I don't think you
Me,
do.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's where we're at. Okay, and why do you say that this time? Because I
Because
know you'll
right.
say it again. I know you'll say it
Okay,
again.
so let me just ask you, right? After hearing that the father said that there was nothing wrong doing, like
Hmm.
nothing was found, like they didn't groom. Do you believe
Hmm.
that? Do you believe that?
Do I believe there's? So I believe there's nothing to hide. There's like he.
Do you
In other
believe
words,
that? Do you believe Ezra did not groom a child?
I do not believe he is guilty of any offenses against a minor of any kind. Right.
Okay. So,
And
but they are guilty of
and
everything else, and they deserve to go to jail.
and
Uh-huh.
and I was saying that back when these accusations were new. I'm still saying that today for the same reason. I'm not ripping on Herschel Guy Beam right now because I wanted to. Here's the thing for us:
I do.
for something that serious, I want to see something more compelling. I don't want to just hear statements. I sure as shit don't want to hear. I don't want to hear any secondhand, third party information. I sure as shit don't want to see anonymous witnesses. I want to see something solid. I want to see something compelling. So for Ezra and that whole thing with the girl, the Hawaiian family, right?
Uh-huh.
If I remember correctly, okay. For that whole thing, again, it was all spoken, and it was established that no charges were filed. There's no nothing. There was just no evidence of anything that serious. Period. And I never held that against it. And
But
the
you in
same
a chat
thing,
talking about the breaking and entering with the alcohol, and I'm sitting here
yes.
like, I get what you're saying. Like, I'm not saying that was not wrong, right? And I see
Oh, that
Lunchbox saying, "Oh, they're guilty. They did it." Ezra taking a plea deal says they were guilty. Yes, they were guilty. But my thing is like the crime, right? Does the punishment match the crime? Like somebody killing somebody deserves a more severe sentence
he
than
got
somebody who got
probation.
yes, probation.
It's right.
Probation because of who? Why did they take a plea deal and why did
That's
they get
because
probation?
no, first, yeah, I understand. The plea deal is up to the judge. The judge gets to look at the evidence and decide if he and his record and decide if he even qualifies for a plea deal. And it's completely up to the judge. He could have said no. He said no. Go to trial or plead guilty.
So if the judge since the judge said yes to the plea deal, what does that say to you?
That says there was evidence of a crime, and
Correct.
therefore he had to pay for it.
Correct. And that was the payment. But people feel like that wasn't enough.
Well, and again, and I understand why people are frustrated by that, but those are the guidelines. The judge, I don't know how Virginia does it. Federal government has written guidelines. States do things differently, but for whatever reason, that's what the judge came up with. So be it.
But that but
But
that's
that's
but that's what I was saying is like everyone is like demonizing Ezra for stealing a bottle of alcohol out of a friend's house.
all right.
Like I get it, it's still a crime. I'm not saying it wasn't, but people are demonizing and villainizing this person for that. And it's like, but the you guys, not you. But when I say you guys, I
Mm-hmm.
don't mean you or things. I usually just generalize. I'm sorry, but like you know
Okay.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Most
I get you.
people, most people right now are like, well, they should have done time for that. They should have like they should have faced full felony charges. Shit. I'm like, but for stealing a bottle of alcohol, guys, really?
I, I don't know the law in Virginia, but he admittedly went into a home where he is not welcome, and he knew that. Now, I don't know if he was previously trespassed. And for those who don't understand it, the first time you go somewhere you don't belong, the cops got to actually get your name, and then you are on file as trespassed. Okay, that's how it works. Y'all probably saw with what the hell was his name, Young Clippa, and the whole incident with him and Eric July. The same thing. That's what the cops were doing, writing his name down, and they're going to put him down as trespassed. Okay, so I don't know if Ezra was previously trespassed. Whatever the case, he admitted. Okay, this is called deliberate indifference. Okay, he knew what he did was illegal. He knew he didn't belong there. He knew he had no right to be there and did it anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so again,
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
well, okay, so what's what it comes down to. Now, for that whole thing back in Hawaii where he threw a chair. First off, for the force used, he can argue self defense against Casanova because he has a shitty name. But the fact that the chair hit somebody who was not even in this, yes, is reckless. That's a simple assault too. The same shit with that dipshit from Falling in Reverse with Ronnie Radke. He was throwing shit. Maybe he didn't want somebody to get hurt. You're still throwing shit.
Let me go back to the Casanova thing. So
Okay.
I had read, and I wasn't there, but I think Anna Rosa did explain. I can't remember. Somebody, maybe stars in the chat, can refresh my memory because again, this was a while ago. So yeah, too much information in my head is overwhelming sometimes. I believe I actually reshared it where they said that Casanova had a knife, in their hand and the chair was thrown in self-defense. The person had a weapon.
Okay.
So that for me is like, if that is accurate, then that changes that. But I want to answer this real quick too. So
Okay.
Lunchbox, to answer your question, if anybody, whether celebrity or not, went into somebody's house and stole alcohol, I would have the same exact opinion, because I still think it's a petty crime that does not deserve a massive thing. And you say it doesn't matter what was taken. In my state, it does. If you take up to, and it's financial. So if you steal something that's valued, I think at the time when it happened to me, because somebody had stole my Xbox 360 one time, and I
Oh,
filed.
you just went and got one of the other 3 you had in the closet. It's fine.
No, dude, that was my
I know
Xbox
you.
360. That shit's expensive. Fuck that. No,
All
so
right.
when somebody stole my Xbox 360, I filed a police report, and because it wasn't valued at over, I think it was like $500, they didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. Okay, so yes,
Yeah.
it does actually matter what was taken, and it was taken out of my home to somebody who was welcome into the home. So that wasn't like a breaking and entering, so there was no trespassing, no breaking and entering, so
Okay.
I couldn't press charges on anything like that. But does change if the person stole a certain amount of money, it does become a crime at that point. So yes, it
Yeah.
does matter what's taken.
No, I
But
bet you it was still a crime, but here's what probably happened. Your local police department, whoever handled that, probably had a policy as a policy practice in place. They're just not pursuing anything under $500.
well, yeah. Well, the thing is too, it's like Ezra wasn't even charged for what was taken. Ezra was charged for being there in the first place. So that's why I'm like,
Okay.
yes, it does matter what was taken, because if Ezra was there and broke in and took something that was valued at a certain amount of money, I don't know Virginia's value, like they would have also been charged for the theft, right? So it does matter what was taken, but like they got charged with breaking and entering, not for what was taken. What was taken, it was like what was explained, because they're like, well, they were breaking and entering, and they took a bottle of alcohol, right? That was just explained of why they were in there, but it was the breaking and entering, like being in the home with a friend, not wanting them there, that was the issue. So
Well,
again,
with me, here's the thing. Anybody's breaking into somebody else's home. First off, remember, especially if it's late night in the dark, you don't even know who that is. And I don't care if that guy, 3 in the morning and I don't have any lights on. He's going to say, can I borrow some brown sugar? I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm not, I'm throwing hands at very least, if you're lucky. Okay, I don't need to know. And if I don't know who that is, then you just got your teeth knocked out in the dark. Okay, then that's for anybody though. You're gonna break into anybody's house, a stranger or not. But there are good reasons for very good reason. Just about every state has the castle doctrine. When there is a break in at somebody else's home, lethal force is just automatically authorized. You don't have to explain to law enforcement why you shot somebody. As long as there's evidence of a break-in and you shot somebody, that's it. You don't even go to trial. But for good reason, those laws are adopted. That speaks to something personal. A personal need of security.
I understand. And real quick, so stealing is legal. So, so this is gonna sound stupid when I say this, but bear with me. Yes and no. Yes.
Oh wait, I forgot. You're in Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
You have a fucked up state like I do.
We have fucking stupid laws. But so right. So yes and no. So like here's an example of why I say yes and no. So if you've ever worked in assets protection, right? Your whole job is to document theft. Basically, first of all, your primary thing is to deter theft, right? But also to document theft when it happens. Now, I remember when I worked in asset protections, there was a person who was known to steal stuff, right? We knew they stole stuff. They stole stuff all the time. So we had to let that person steal, because as we were calculating how much they steal, right? So if they steal up to a certain amount of money, then they can be criminally charged. So yes, we had to let them steal so we can criminally charge them later, because they had to steal about a certain amount of dollar signs for us to actually go after them. So that's why I say yes and no. Like, obviously stealing's wrong, but it's one of those things where I said yes and no, because yes, you can steal up to a certain amount of money before you can be criminally charged.
Well, more than my point, understandably, you're making a hindsight argument, but not everybody's going to do that.
No, you're right, because
You see what I mean?
you can still call the cops on somebody who steals like something that's $5, but like it's more of a slap on the wrist if you steal like something that's less of value. They'll
Right.
slap on the wrist. Then, but that's why in assets protections they want to basically criminally charge you, which means you need to steal more value money, because then if it's like $900, somebody stole $1,000, they can do jail time. They're not going to slap
Right.
you on the wrist. That's why I'm saying like yes and no, because like yeah, you're going to get a slap on the wrist if you steal like a bag of chips, guys. Like you're getting
Right.
in trouble with the cops, but then they're going to let you go because number one, they're not going to file paperwork and want to do all that shit.
Or is it just a citation? Is it
Right.
just an infraction in yours? And
Right.
that could be
Right.
why.
So the main thing is like they want to make sure that they can criminally charge you.
Right. All right. And I
Yeah,
get that,
no,
but
we're not. Hold on. We're not gonna
okay.
have this. We're not gonna have this. Like, if you want to have a conversation, sure, but like, we ain't gonna have this. Sorry, we're not gonna have this in my chat. Like,
Yeah, the stream's actually ending soon. Okay,
right.
so
It's ending soon.
you can
I'm
save it for
queer.
the next
Hi,
one.
I'm queer, so you can go somewhere else with that. No, thank you.
Yeah,
No,
but you're a
thank
chick. You can get away with it.
you.
You laughed. You laughed.
I did
You
laugh.
laughed.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't care if you don't like Ezra's acting. I don't give a shit. Like, it's
No
not
one
about
does.
like, right. Like, yeah, I don't have any issues. Like, there's certain actors I don't like their acting, but if they're gonna fuck it, I don't want them to be falsely accused of shit. Like, they have a career. Like, I don't care if their acting is bad. They're still getting
Right.
jobs. Like,
And
I
it's
don't
the
care.
same thing when these allegations first started floating around. I was watching here live when you first mentioned them. It's the same thing I said then. It's the same thing I'm still saying now. That's a higher burden of proof, and I didn't see anything. I said the same thing back then. If you go look at the chat logs from way back then, if you still can, it'll still show the same thing. I want to hear it from the victim. If there's a victim, I want to hear it from the victim, and that's the one thing I'm not getting. Now, people move the goalposts, right? This touches on what we spoke about last time I was on here. People move goalposts, especially for serious offenses. So the one thing that should shut it down is direct statements from the victim or the alleged victim, if there is a victim at all. And even if you get that, people are still going to say, well, maybe there was an NDA, right? And maybe there was money involved. There was a payout. It's a secret. Nobody knows the facts, okay? But it's talked about like a fact. Okay, you see what I mean? This is why I ask for the best evidence. The victims are the best evidence.
Right.
So,
and when the victims came out, they went ignored. Like, Tokata came out and said, I'm fine. These are all lies. This is just not okay. I don't, I support
forgive
Ezra.
me, which one's Takada?
The one that got groomed by Ezra.
Oh, that's okay.
And then
Make sure I get that
Anna
name right.
Rosa, the woman who came out because the chair incident and the kids and the whole Ezra kidnapped a woman and kids, and she came out. She did actually an interview on a live stream, and then she made a video herself explaining the story about what happened. That went ignored. The person who came out and admitted they lied about the grooming accusations, they made it up, that got ignored. So that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of information about a lot of shit was ignored, including a lot of the stuff that we've talked about. Like, yeah, did Ezra do wrong things in certain situations? 100%. I have always said that. I've never not said that. Even the fans of Ezra are like, yeah, Ezra fucked up in some situations, but it was more to the story than you people are making it. People are trying to demonize Ezra, make it seem like Ezra was always an aggressive, nasty, abusive person. But like, dude, they're getting in fights in bars in Hawaii in spots they weren't supposed to fucking be in.
No, excuse me. U.S. citizen or not, in these United States, that kind of discrimination is not lawful. It doesn't actually matter if you're native Hawaiian and you think the island belongs to you. You're still part of these United States, and that isn't allowed. So yes, he went into a spot that was open to public age 21 and over. Yes, he was allowed to be there. Let's drop that part. Needs to be dropped.
No. I'm not saying they weren't allowed to be there. Okay, like, so for example, okay, what's your nationality?
I'm an American citizen, ma'am.
Sir, are you white or black? Are you white or Latino? Like,
you're looking at me. That's me.
I can't tell. You're pale like me. I get confused for all the time.
Jesus Christ. No, I'm my first off nationality. I am American. I'm an American national. What you mean to
You
say is
know what I'm
something more
asking you.
ethnic.
You know
Yes, I
what I'm
know.
asking you. Just
I
answer
know,
the
but I'm
question.
smart assing at you. I know, yes. My lineage traces back as far as I know to great parents all the way to Puerto Rico, a few from Spain, and I think one from Mexico.
Okay, you're a bad example because you can go in the hood. Okay, so if you're a white person, if you're a white person, right, you go into like the projects, right? Like the
Hmm.
projects where it's prominently a bunch of black people. I'm going to use this example. I'm sorry, you
Okay.
know where I'm going with this. If you are a white person and you go into the hood, okay, what do you know you know what goes on, right? They're going to look
Yeah.
at you like, why is this white boy here? And sometimes they're gonna fuck with you, right? Because you in the hood, you a white dude in the hood. Like, I'm not saying that they're not allowed to be there. I'm saying that there's certain places, right, that like are known
Right.
to treat people who are not locals like
Right.
they are foreign enemies. Okay.
Well, right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's what I'm saying. Like, you are not supposed to be there, meaning that's a place where you shouldn't be going. Let me rephrase. Not that you're not supposed to be there, you can be there, but like you probably shouldn't because they're gonna fuck with you. You shouldn't
Right.
be there. That's like a white boy walking to a fucking hood and dropping the N-word. Like, no, I'm just saying that's what I mean. Like, that's a better way to explain it.
Right.
It's
And
like,
and I get that. But here's the thing: when people say he wasn't supposed to be there, that's like a that's like a statement of his guilt, and that's not the truth there. Okay, in these United States, it is for everybody.
okay, so
Yeah,
let
that's
me
that's
rephrase
why
it.
I
That's
didn't do
my
that.
fault.
I know
That's
what
my
you
okay.
meant to say.
Okay,
I
that's
get
my fault then. So let me rephrase. It's not that Ezra couldn't be there. It's that Ezra probably shouldn't have because it's known to be not a safe place for people who aren't local. Does that make
yeah.
more sense?
You mean to say that he was better off not there? I get that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
And
get
that's
that.
what do you mean? This is what I'm saying. What do you mean? What does ethnicity have to do with it? I'm trying to explain. Like, again, if you guys have gone to certain places in the world, you will understand there are certain places, especially if you're out of like your
Yeah,
own
that's
home
true.
ground. Like, listen, for example, here's a good example. I won't even bring race to it. Here's a good example. I'm from Boston. Okay. Boston has very known beef with New York because of sports. It's stupid, it's childish, but like we got beef
Hmm.
sometimes. So like if I went to New York wearing a fucking Red Sox jersey, and it's happened to me, they
Yeah.
say something.
Right.
They are Yankees fans, right?
And
So
it
like,
is a stupid fight because like,
right.
neither one of you got any teams. So it's if you got you know what I
Whoa,
mean.
whoa, whoa,
So
whoa, 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 whoa. When we had Tom Brady, fuck everybody else. But now that we don't have Tom Brady, our team sucked. But my point being
he's
is
a
like,
hoe. He just goes for the money. He ain't one of you. He ain't one of yours.
for real,
He
for real,
don't
for
care.
real. Lunchbox,
But
I was using an analogy. Stop making this personal. Stop making this real. Stop making this personal. But this is what I'm saying. It's like if I went to New York with a Yankee with a Red
I
Sox
like what he
jersey,
said because I had a friend that there
I can't
what could have been
stand
a
you.
fart. What could have been a fight in my living room because uh what one guy he was always a piece of shit to his wife back then. Okay, so my friend stands up for her, and it's just the funniest shit because he's fuming mad, drunk off his ass, obviously, but fuming mad, yelling. The neighbors heard him. I'm white, but I live in a black neighborhood. You want a piece of me? And
Right?
he was just
Oh,
going
that's
off like
sad.
that for 10 minutes. It was just an awesome
Oh,
rant. I loved it.
you don't have a baseball team. That's sad. But no, you get what I'm saying. Like, it's basically like wearing a Red Sox fucking jersey in New York. It's like
I get you.
people are gonna fuck with you, and it's gonna cause fights. Like, let me tell you, you go to a bar in New York wearing a Red Sox jersey, I guarantee you somebody's gonna come over here and start some shit, especially after a few drinks in them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Ezra was in a place they probably shouldn't have been, but ended up going anyways. And then they got into some
Right.
drama. And
Okay, I get that, but still, now, but you also remember my point because you're also under the impression that people are treating him different. I don't know because it's celebrity status or lack thereof. First off, I thoroughly don't give a shit. I don't give a shit who anybody is. I
I
really
agree.
don't. I'm probably one of three people on earth who
Oh,
actually say it and believe it. Okay, I
thank
don't.
you, Lunchbox.
I got the same thing to say about Tom Brady because I remember him earlier this year throwing a fit because Jeff Ross had a good roast for his coach.
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
remember that. I remember
first
that.
off, that was a good goddamn roast. That was really good. Now I understand Tom said that the subject was supposed to be off limits. I think Jeff Ross skirted the rules a bit. I don't think he broke the rules. I think he cut it close. I think that's why that happened. Still, I think Tom just showed up soft, and then what was it? 3 days later, he said I shouldn't have done the roast. It was so bad for my kids. Motherfucker, you asked for it, you paid for it, and you wanted your kids to see it. Shut the fuck up with all that shit.
Yeah, Tom
That
Brady
was
got soft,
garbage.
but anyways. But no, like I said, I'm not saying you guys like I've never said you guys were 100% wrong. You're right to feel how you feel, but I just feel like again, these are like small things, small petty things that everyday people have done. I mean, I'm sure you've had a family member who got arrested overnight because he got too drunk at a bar and got into it with some fucking guy for some dumb shit. And then like, what are you guys gonna do? You can't come to the Thanksgiving anymore
Actually,
because you got
my
arrested.
my brother is the cause of the dumb shit, and no, I don't care if dude, he's at a point. If he spent the rest of his life on felony charges, I would never give a shit. I won't miss him. I've been like, dude,
Yeah,
I haven't.
that's what I'm saying. Your brother was the one who started, but I'm saying like there have been incidents like if you had a family member who wasn't the instigator, right? And they're getting into somebody started shit with them at the bar. They held their ground. They fought back, whatever, and then they ended up getting arrested because they were part of a brawl. Like you're not gonna sit there and be like, oh, well, you can't come to Thanksgiving. You can't be around the kids no more. None of that shit. It's like it's dumb shit, dude. It's so dumb. It's like so what? Ezra got into bar fights. That was like like it was crazy because of how many. But
Well,
it
like
was
I
like,
said, on a
not
scale of
that
one to
right.
10, how bad do you think I have? Like, what do you think is my evaluation of this man on a scale of 1 to 10? Well, we'll say like one is benign. Obviously, I don't really like him, but let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, where one is just benign, I have no strong thoughts about him at all, or 10, I think he should be shot. Where do you think I stand on all that?
I
Because
think you stand on that Ezra should do some jail time.
well, I did think he should have, and he got a sweetheart deal. That's the truth. He kind of got off easy. Okay, but fine. That's all settled. It's over and done with. But still, there's something else to it. Here's the thing. Like I said, you were meeting that with a lot of hindsight. In hindsight, all he took was a liquor bottle. I don't. That's cool. Cool. I
That was
get
a
that.
fact. That was all
I
that was
think that's a
reported. That was a fact, though. That was a fact. That was in the report.
no. But here, okay. I know that's what's in the report. But here's what I'm saying. In the moment, if you're the one in the house, you don't know that. And especially if you don't know who it is, or maybe it's even worse if you already know who it is and you said don't come back once already. So like whether or not it could have been worse. If you let your imagination run wild, it could be worse. Okay, but I'm not doing that. I'm looking at the story as it unfolded. He overstepped, and it's not the first time. It wasn't the second time. It wasn't the
100%.
third time.
But here's the thing, right? You have to remember the Joe Santos. You're dealing with somebody who has celebrity status, who has
You can
money.
just call me Joe. You know that.
It's just a habit at this point. I'm
Gotcha.
sorry.
All right.
But Joe. See, it doesn't sound right.
That's my name.
Yeah, I know. It's just
All right.
weird. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. I get what you're saying, but you have to remember this is somebody who's a celebrity. How many times do you think this person's been told no? Now they're understanding that there are consequences, which is again, that's good. That's good. They should, people telling somebody like telling somebody no all the time is going to give them this misunderstanding in their brain. Where like, okay, well, I can do what I want, and
Right.
I'm not saying that's 100% the case with Ezra, but it's like if you have a friend and somebody in the chat earlier said like they had permission. So if they thought they had permission, it was an honest mistake that had consequences.
All right, but also here, let's also think about something here just a little bit more closely. The choking incident. Supposedly that was all okay. Look, that was all set up, right? There, everybody was actually working together, and it went wrong. Isn't that basically what happened? I hear different stories. You tell me.
From what witnesses said, that the person there were people giving Ezra a hard time and like hassling them and stuff, and then one of the women said something about they wanted to fight or something like that, and that's where you get the whole you want to fight, and then the person was like approaching them and didn't know like what was going and didn't happen. Now I get what you're gonna say, right? Should it have
Mhm.
happened? Should it have been handled like that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But it happened. But everyone's making it seem like Ezra just went for a full chokehold. I'm like, if you really look at that video, it doesn't look like a chokehold. If you slow it down, like yes, it looks like Ezra went for the throat, but when you see the contact, it was more on the collar.
No, I think it looks like that because he's weak. He's a wimp. I think that's why it didn't look so
I don't
bad.
know. I don't
Okay.
know. Ezra put that big bitch down. That was a big bitch. I don't know if you saw the bitch, but that was a big bitch. I don't think Ezra's weak because that bitch went down. Okay, so don't sit here and say Ezra's weak because that was a big broad. That was a
Well,
big broad.
whatever the case with him and that. Okay, just the fact that he, whatever reason, he was okay with it. Was it justified? I don't know because I heard different stories. I got that one, and then I also heard it was consensual. Everybody agreed to it. There's a lot of there are so many different statements about it. I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I just know I wouldn't have done that.
Right. Oh, 100%. Like I said, I'm not saying Ezra didn't make mistakes. That's an example of something you probably should have thought about before you did it. You
Right
know. So
now,
it's
like
like,
you said, mistakes plural,
right, right, but
plural.
right, but the thing is, I make mistakes all the fucking time. No matter
Uh,
how old you get, you're always gonna make mistakes in life. It's just part of being a human being. Like, but the thing is, like, are they the same mistakes all the time? No. Like, was Ezra out there?
no.
Was there anyone else who came out and said Ezra choked me? No. Was there anybody else out there aside from Tokata that said Ezra groomed them? No.
Mm,
There was one person who said they were groomed at 18, which bye, bitch, bye. But like, it's not like these are mistakes that are a pattern. It's just like in Hawaii, they were there for a long time, and yes, they were getting into a lot of trouble up there. That's like a pattern of what the hell. But like everybody's kind of putting everything together and making it seem like all of it's the same. Like you're gonna sit there and say that an assault charge is the same level as a grooming accusation. Like it's not. It's not the same. So like
no.
yes, everyone can dismiss. You say okay, the grooming didn't happen, but we're gonna go back to the thing. But like before, everyone is associated. Everyone believed Ezra groomed a child, a minor,
Yeah, I remember that.
because of assault charges that were never even filed, by the way. But all the fighting in Hawaii is like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, they were
they're
fighting
saying
people in
he's just
Hawaii.
that kind of guy. Like he's saying
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just the kind of guy to do
yeah.
it. You know, I get that. I didn't do that.
Ezra's getting bar fights and then going off and grooming kids. They're all the same. It's like it's not though. Like it's not the same, and that's what my problem was with this. Like everyone was comparing the two things. I'm like, listen, I think that the other accusations, everyone can feel how they feel about them. Those are not top of my priority list of things that I should give a fuck about. Grooming a child is 100% the top of that fucking list. I want to know if that's true, because if that's true, then yeah, throw the person in jail. But like everything
Hmm.
else, bar fights, I don't give a fuck about somebody going to jail for bar fights. Oh my god, the person might have an alcohol problem. They're stupid. They need to get help. Oh my god, the fucking person who, maybe don't choke a bitch. Don't choke a bitch who wants to be choked. I don't know what to tell you.
All
Like
right.
I don't understand. At
Well,
least
let's examine what you just said a little bit first. You're saying, so what if they just get in the bar fights? Well, I don't want somebody who's looking for excuse. People who look for excuses to throw hands. I don't want those people around.
well,
I,
good
I
thing Ezra ain't around me. And A, but my thing is
right.
like, no, I get what you're saying, but you know what's bothering me? It's like, okay, but when Ezra got not a single charge from any of these people? The people that Ezra got into fights with did not press charges. They got charged with disorderly conduct and harassment in Hawaii. That's it. That's it. No one pressed an assault charge. So, like, yeah, you
All
are
right.
correct. But if that's the case, Joe, why did no one press a charge? Oh, because they took money? Well, clearly they didn't give a fuck that much to put them away. So I'm sorry. I'm the type of person, if you allowed somebody to go away to walk away after assaulting you, well, I guess you didn't feel assaulted. You weren't assaulted then. And I know that sounds stupid, but like that's just how I see it. Because like if you were assaulted, why the fuck would you let somebody walk away with that?
I know. So occasionally people do, and I don't. To answer your question, I agree. I don't know. I don't know why you would. I wouldn't. I get that. But now, as far as the conduct, though, like I said, you can make an argument that he was hitting somebody who deserved it. But in reckless conduct, somebody else gets hurt. That's still reckless. That's the evidence of reckless conduct. Okay, that's still a problem in itself. And
Sure.
that's how some troublemakers are like that, though.
Yeah,
And then, now here's the thing. It wasn't. Now, granted, these are all different. It's not a pattern, a single pattern of behavior. It's not a pattern of assaults. It's not a pattern of thefts. But it's enough. He made the headlines. He made the headlines quite a bit in under a year.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean,
Okay.
again, you have to remember a lot of it was people coming out the woodwork. The choking incident happened
Mm.
years prior, and they got brought up again because of all the headlines and shit. So it's like I understand and I get it, but also I'm gonna go back to real quick, like, bruh, how you gonna like get assaulted, call the cops, and then drop the charges? Like, why'd you call the cops then? Just take the hit and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna call the cops. Like, what? Why even call the
I
cops?
don't know.
Press charges. That's just so dumb to me.
I don't know. It don't make sense to me either. I really don't know. But
That's what I'm saying. That's what bothered me. This whole thing. It's like everyone wants to talk about Ezra belonging in jail. Well, why weren't people who are the victims putting Ezra in jail then? Like, if Ezra was out here doing all this crazy shit, why y'all letting Ezra walk? And then be mad that Ezra's still not in jail. Like, that makes sense to me. Please.
well, I get that, and I don't understand why anybody's letting them walk either. I don't know. I don't know why the charges are dropped, but I don't know what happens. I don't know what changes from the incident to the arrest to the conversations down at the station. I don't know what changes. Without
Right.
public filings, there are a lot of things we're just never gonna know. I don't understand that much either. However, the damage done is still apparent. So even though he wasn't charged for it, there's still some evidence of damage done for the rest of us to consider outside the court of law. And so he welcomes these judgments. I agree he's not quite as bad as anybody said. Again, the whole thing with the minor, I never thought that was substantiated once. I've always said that from the first day. I want to hear it from the victim. Same thing I said about Dr. Disrespect, and the same thing I'm saying about Neil Gaiman. The Neil Gaiman thing is like that's another one I want to see. I want to see more because the idea that two women from completely opposite sides of the globe just come together all at the same time, like something was up with that. I want to see more with that. I know that it's some crazy shit that was said, but I want to see more. If I'm going to pass a serious judgment, I want to see more.
And that's the thing I will say, like with you, like I want more people to look at some of this stuff, especially when it's dealing with celebrities, like just like look at it and don't just take it at face value. But too many people do that, and that's why it blew up the way it did. And that's why nobody wanted to hear Ezra's side. They already scratched Ezra off. And it's because they already didn't like Ezra. And they already and they wanted any reason to get Ezra to just disappear. And like I said, at the end of the day, Ezra did suffer consequences. Their career as an actor right now in Hollywood, it's done. Like Ezra is not getting cast in anything. I don't know if Ezra even has interest in getting back into it, but like right now, after the Flash, nothing. Like I had heard that there was going to be potential in the future, but like clearly the long distant future, because at this point, everyone got what they wanted. Like Ezra is not acting anymore. Like Ezra still has a presence on social media, but like what do you expect Ezra to do? Like, do you guys want Ezra to just disappear from the face of the planet? Because like,
well, yeah, some people just want him to go away.
You just want Ezra to just disappear, and it's like too bad. Ezra's still a person. Ezra has rights, and Ezra didn't do anything that warranted for Ezra to just be like.
Well, with me, it's not like I don't actually want the man shot, but I'm not really gonna miss him either. If he goes away, oh well. I'm not going to say he deserves to be shot or anything. I don't think he needs life in prison, 30 years in prison. I don't think he needs any of that.
I just think Ezra needs to reevaluate things in their life and get better. That's it. That's the best thing I can hope is that Ezra Miller has a Robert Downey Jr. story. Like, they had a tough
of all people. A man who did wake up next to a minor. He said, "Oh, I hope he has a."
Right. I'm saying though, right. But we don't talk about that. It's like, Robert Downey Jr. is amazing. We love him, but like he made a lot of mistakes too, and his was more drug and alcohol induced.
No, but I think his story also came out at a time where the tempers on average. The internet is not actually the known universe, guys. Fun fact, but
right.
But his story, Robert Downey's story, came out at a time where tempers were a bit different. The average temperament was different. So for him to get out there and say nothing bad happened, and then look, the alleged what would have been a victim but wasn't, the one minor involved said, "Oh, I'm good." He said nothing happened. Dad said nothing happened. Everybody involved said nothing happened. This was really just a stupid drunken mishap. They let it go, and that's it. That's final.
Right.
His story came out at a different time. I don't think anybody would get away with a similar story today.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm just waiting for that to happen because, like I said, I'm willing to forgive as long as nothing else comes of it. Like Ezra, ever since it's like notice nothing new has come out. Nothing new has come out about Ezra. Everything's been quiet. Everything's been like done. Ezra's not acting. Ezra's doing whatever Ezra's doing, and that's it. So like, there's nothing new coming out. So unless something else comes out, like Ezra's still doing the same shit, like I'm gonna be inclined to think like they just made a mistake. They made a lot of mistakes, and they are learning from it, and they are hopefully growing from it, and they are getting the help that they needed, whatever caused them to be in that state of mind in the first place. That's the best outcome I can look for. And I'm being like empathetic here because, like I said, I don't want to believe that this is just a problematic person that we just let slip under the radar. Like I want to believe
And I'll
that
give him that too.
right,
I
right,
don't think I don't think he's beyond redemption. He was just a proven pest. It's going to take a
right.
little bit more than a
Anything,
6
right.
months probation.
Anything is just I wouldn't even say a pest. Me personally, I wouldn't say pest. I just think, like you said, Ezra put themselves in some stupid situations that had stupid consequences. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And I just hope that people would be a little bit more open to be forgiving and understanding now that like this come out that like, yeah, this was a lie. So maybe people will be open to like hear the other side of the story and be like, okay, we understand that was a dumb thing to do, but it's like not as bad as we all made it seem to be. Like, yes, you weren't out there just like cracking heads at bars because you felt violent. You weren't just out there choking bitches because you felt violent. You weren't out there fucking having cults and shit because you wanted to be cult leader. Like, so all the crazy shit that was being said, dude. It's like, dude, like I would love to sit down and have a talk with Ezra Miller and just be like, Ezra.
Ezra did call you a long time ago. You just didn't call him back.
That was you. That didn't count. That was you pretending to be Ezra.
Hey, Saggy, this is Ezra Miller. Can I have a ride home after the stream?
Why do you make Ezra sound like a big Russian mafia boss? Like what?
You got 2 seats in your car, right? You got 2 seats? I just need one.
Yo, you sound.
I just wanted him to sound like the mess he really is.
That's not even that sounds like a mafia boss. Like, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Like, what is
I said he was eating frozen taquitos on the crapper.
that was the most awful Ezra impression ever. You want to say Ezra Miller's a bad actor? You want to say Ezra Miller's a bad actor? First of all, F you. Ezra did great in The Flash, regardless of the movie was good or not.
He did great playing playing an underwhelming character. Fine, let him have it. Let him have all the praise.
You do understand that Ezra was playing an autistic Barry Allen, right? No, I'm serious. Like Ezra,
I didn't know.
Yeah, Barry Allen was autistic because okay, if you watch The Flash, right, when Flash is talking to the younger version of himself, like they really do hint that like yeah, Ezra has. I'm sorry, I almost said Ezra. Barry Allen has autism. Like he is autistic.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like he's because like dude, if you rewatch The Flash and look how his character's played, he is autistic.
I didn't. Well, and then that's the only. Let me see. What you have the Flash movie and then the Snyder. Well, okay, I like the Snyder cut by the way, but I really hated Ezra Miller. I hated the Flash. I've never been a big fan of the Flash, and I just didn't like.
Okay, so I wasn't a big fan of the Flash in the movie. Like I wasn't a big fan of the character. Like he was okay, but he was kind of just like I'm just here. And he had a few moments of like haha, but the Flash movie really was a lot better for me for the Flash cuz like I liked how it was played and I also liked that they kind of went with the whole he probably has autism. And I liked how they hinted at that the way they did it. So like and I would say and I know this is going to sound bad but like he played it off pretty well. And I like that he played 2 different characters. I love how self-aware the story, like the characters were like the current Flash, our Flash, was self-aware at how like he started becoming self-aware at how annoying he was. And they kind of like found out like, damn, is this why people think I'm annoying? Is this what people feel when I'm around? And it was actually like really cool to see how
thinking about it now. So he played a crappy character. He's a public menace. And then I think also what cemented the judgment against him was the fact that he wants to pretend he's more than one guy. He doesn't want to be called he, but when he gets arrested and goes to male facilities, we know exactly where I did it.
Don't go that route with me.
I did it.
Listen,
I brung it, homie.
I personally don't care what people want.
Right.
Like, I mean, I get what you're going with, but like, I personally don't care. But at the same time, I get what you're saying because we are living in a day and age where like people have this huge hate boner for people who are they, them, or non-binary, whatever, transgender.
You can say a hate boner from one side or inflated self-importance from another, and that's really what goes on.
Hate boner.
But that's the thing. You
Oh,
call it one or the other.
I hate it when they say they, them. Oh, you got pronouns in your bio? Oh, yeah, you got pronouns in your bio? Oh,
because it's pretentious.
Well,
If you don't know what I am by looking at me, well, fuck you. I guess you went to California schools.
I literally see people get mad at people who identify as he and like he, him. Like they are male, right? And they're like, I'm he, him. They're telling you their gender, right? And they're getting mad at you for identifying as the gender you were born at. Like, make that make sense. Like, pronouns are made for this reason, people. But like,
exactly. But that's furtherance. Excuse me. That's an extension of the same problem I'm talking about. The people are talking like pronouns are anything but descriptive. Sag, how come Ray? How come neither one of us can identify as Chinese and people will believe it? Why is that?
What do you mean? I'm Japanese. I'm not Japanese.
Fuck it, whatever.
I'm not Japanese. Nani desu
ka? Line ass. Line ass.
I'm Japanese. What you talking about? No, but here's the thing. If I called you she, would you be offended if I was like, "What up, girl"?
No, I can't. I wanted the bullshit, but I can't. I'm just not paying attention. No. I just won't pay attention. No, okay, look, for me, I just won't pay attention. Okay, but that's not the point there. Like, people want to enforce. People didn't pretend to be offended by this until about this point, about 5 years ago. And that's the thing. Humankind did perfectly well, did great without pretending to be offended about whether or not pronouns are descriptive until 5 years ago on the internet. And for CNN, okay.
Okay. Now let's talk in Spanish.
What? Adios mío? What about?
No, he's Spanish now. He identifies as Spanish.
Spanish people are white. My grandmother's white as fuck.
He's Latino now.
Yeah, she's.
Listen, I get what you're saying, but like I said, at the end of the day, I would say, because I definitely streamed longer than I need to. I gotta get going.
Okay.
I will say this. I just would hope that moving forward, we can just be a little bit more empathetic and understanding of people going through some shit, and stop always just assuming the worst of people, and at least give a person a chance to make things right and change their ways before we write them off and think they're monsters forever.
All right, and now here's also something I think you got to know. You're saying he's going through something, not he's putting through other people something. You see the difference there? I'm here saying he's putting people through stuff. You're saying he's going through stuff.
What did Ezra put people through?
What do you mean? He threw a chair and it hit somebody in the forehead, broke into somebody's house.
Oh my god! But did anyone fucking die? Is anybody traumatized from getting shit?
Look, my $23,000 truck got stolen. I didn't die. You may not have noticed, but I didn't die. So what? So what if it wasn't as bad as it could get? Like a bad thing happened.
They had to pay for something. Like I'm very confused. Like this is not comparable though, Joe. Because like yes, somebody caused you financial strife. What did Ezra cause anybody? Did they cause him financial strife? Is anyone traumatized? Is anyone coming out saying I'm traumatized from that chair? Like it was an accident.
Why does that? Well, why does it have to be? Why is it trauma or nothing? Why is it trauma or bust? It doesn't have to be like that.
I'm sorry, you got a boo boo from getting hit by a chair. Like you got a boo boo. Put a band-aid on that bitch and fucking move on. Walk it off. Like I don't know what to tell you. It's like
I like you. I like you. Just get the hot glue gun. You'll make it work.
Get a staple gun. Like you're fucking fine. Did you need stitches? Like I'm sorry. Did Ezra pay for the medical bills? Did you have health insurance? Like I'm just trying to understand. Like I get it. I'm not saying that Ezra is a saint and that maybe some people didn't get affected by it, but like on a long-term fucking permanent thing, like I'm sitting here like, bruh, no, Ezra didn't cause people financial strife. Maybe they were hurt. They woke up the next day with a headache after the bar fights. Like, oh my god, like making it sound like Ezra did the most awful things to people. These people are fucking fine, and if they weren't fine,
do you have to be the one to get hit in the head with a bar stool before it's serious?
I've got.
Are you one of those?
I 100% got hit before with shit. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not a bitch. I'm not a fucking baby. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my god, I got a chair accidentally hit me. Let me fucking file a lawsuit. I'm not that much of a fucking pussy ass bitch. It fucking happens. Shit happens when it doesn't mean to happen. Oh my god,
Right.
Ezra threw a chair at a fucking abusive piece of shit person, and I caught strays. Well, guess what? That bitch should have caught strays because you know who that bitch was? The bitch who was fucking that fucking guy. So I don't give a fuck about her. You fucking support. You smashing a dude who is abusive to women. With this motherfucker's a piece of shit. You know this motherfucker's a piece of shit. So guess what, bitch? You caught strays. I don't feel bad for that bitch whatsoever. That dude has multiple domestic violence charges on his baby mama, right? And
Right.
God forbid, hopefully he didn't do that shit in front of his kids. But like, if he did, even more of a piece of shit. And you know what else? Who else is a piece of shit? The bitch that's fucking that man next, knowing damn well that he has done this shit, and he probably has done it to her as well. And I'm sorry, hey, bitch probably already get smacked up by that dude. A chair ain't gonna do shit to her. She's already used to getting fucking smacked up, isn't she? So I'm
That
not
she went back to him, huh?
right, and I guarantee you she stayed with that piece of shit too. So should I feel bad that Ezra Miller threw a chair? Like, I'm sorry you got hit, bitch, but you also are supporting a guy who has multiple DV charges. I think it was like 4 or 5 of them on the baby mama, and then 2 on 2 other women. I have no empathy for that. So that's why maybe I'm looking at this pretty differently, because I'm sitting here and I showed that too. I showed that man's fucking report, and I'm sitting there like, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. Again, should he have done that? Probably not. But do I feel bad about? Hell no. Hell no. That man was an abuser. That man was
Oh,
violent.
no one gives a shit about that guy. No one gives a flipping shit
But
about
the thing
Casanova.
but the thing is, Joe.
I don't think his parents liked him because they named him Casanova.
The thing is, Joe, that the mainstream media took that man's interviewed him, didn't check his background to see that he had all those charges. They took his interview and spread his narrative that Ezra Miller kidnapped or wouldn't let him talk to his kids. The kids that left because he was smacking the mama. And that's not right. That's not right at all. That's why I'm saying, everyone bring up the chair and say, fuck that guy and fuck that chick who got hit with it. I don't feel bad for either one. It was an accident.
The stranger? That has nothing to do with it?
No, the chick who got hit, she was with the dude.
Oh, that was okay.
Yeah, she was.
Okay, then I always thought it was a stranger that got hit.
No, it wasn't a stranger. It was a chick that was with the dude.
No, okay, then that's why he didn't get charged. 'Cause she was stupid. She was in on it. That's
Well, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, man. A lot of the shit that came out about Ezra, like, yes, did it look bad? Sure. Did Ezra do some dumb shit? Sure. But a lot of it wasn't just black and white. There was a lot of fucking shit that people were ignoring. Like, context matters, people. And with the chair incident especially, the context was the dude was abusive. He was in a fight with the fucking shorty. There was another chick there who was fucking with the dude too. And they was beefing. Ezra happened to be there. And the dude fucking was getting violent, getting all huffy puffy. Ezra fucking picked up a nearby chair and said, fucking go back to where you were. It's like, you ain't coming closer, and just threw the chair and accidentally hit the bitch next to him. That's what it was. And like, I'm sorry. Do I feel bad that she got fucking stitches for it? She got hurt?
No, actually now that it's clear to me though, I think that's actually really funny. He's winding back because he's gonna knock out Casanova, and he put her down instead. Actually, that's really funny.
I mean, hey, like I said, I don't feel bad because like
no. Then was there a separate incident? Because I swear there was an incident where a stranger, somebody irrelevant, got hit by something because of him, or they couldn't trace it to him, and I think that's why he wasn't charged.
But do you not find it funny that all this shit's happening and Ezra wasn't charged? like I don't care. I would think that you would, like, I don't know, man.
And that's something I learned when I was learning law. Okay, you'll probably see if you watch lawyers online, and I know you're cutting it. Let's just keep it short. But you watch lawyers online, like Law by Mike, Ugo Lord. You see people with names on YouTube right now. They never conclude. They never tell you somebody's guilty. They never say anything like that. They're trained to look at the facts because stories change, especially when people start signing affidavits, when they become witnesses. Stories change.
Right.
And that always give every story a chance. Yeah, a lot of them will change, but
yeah, I agree with you. And to answer your question, Lunchbox, I said it earlier, allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly because this is just what's being said, is that according to the woman who was there, the mother of the kids, there was a knife involved. So if that's true, that makes sense why the chair. Because like,
All right.
yeah, the chair
Okay.
was excessive, but like if he had a weapon in his hand, like yeah, the chair makes sense. But like again, wasn't there. I'm only going by what's available. And if that is the case, then like yeah, the chair incident,
Okay.
people need to fucking stop.
Well, anyway, you get my position on this. I know he's not as bad as people say. I'm just not going to pretend things didn't happen at all. That's the thing.
No, and I'm
Cool.
not
Give him
yeah,
a chance to give him a chance to fix it. Fine. Cool. If he
right.
does it,
And I'm not
fine.
saying, and I'm not sitting here pretending nothing happened either. I've said it many times, but everyone seems to ignore it because, like, to them, they'll hear me say, "Well, I don't think it's a big deal." And they're like, "Well, it's a big deal." And I'm sitting there like,
Right.
"But to you, it's a big deal. To all of the people who are making a big deal, I'm like trying to explain, like, it's really not because if a normal person did this, most people wouldn't give a shit. But because it's a celebrity, it's a celebrity people don't like. Now it's getting to the point where it's like, oh yeah, he's a criminal. He's a criminal. It's like, dude, people get in trouble for stupid shit like this all the time. And y'all ain't out there on the streets calling them criminals. Like I said, I guarantee you there somebody in your family or a fucking friend has gotten into some stupid ass trouble like this before, and but they don't get fucking mainstream media coverage. So like nobody fucking cares. It's like, oh dude,
I
you got
know
arrested
people that
again?
should get that kind of
No,
coverage
I mean
stuff.
I'm sure, but I'm not
Ah,
I'm not sitting there saying like it's okay that this shit all happened. But it's
right.
like, you know, who's to blame? Like it's a lot of elements. Like you can't just solely blame one person when multiple people are involved. It's just not on Ezra solely. Like, yeah, again, I will end it on this one. Again, so it's very clear to people. Did Ezra make mistakes? Yes. Could Ezra have handled a lot of situations a lot better? Yes. Were they criminally charged with certain things? Yes, they were criminally charged with one thing. It took a plea deal.
Are there things he did he just shouldn't have done?
Yes,
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
But is Ezra a groomer? No. Is Ezra violent by
Right.
nature? Probably
Yeah,
not,
and
because
that
all
that
the
would be
things.
my closing. That would be my closing statement. And when it comes to the allegations in Hawaii, show me a victim or shut up. I don't want to hear anything else.
Thank you. Thank you. Or listen to the victims. Stop fucking dismissing the victims as they're just a cult member. They're just obsessed and crazy. Like, yeah, that could be true too, but like let's keep it a buck. Like Tokata has been with Ezra doing tours, playing music, you know, making fashion stuff that I think is very odd, but you know, fashion art is subjective, so don't come for me. I'm just, you know, not my style, but like Tokata is still with Ezra. The family is supportive. The family isn't back involved. Takata has a relationship with their family again. The best thing that can cover this is everyone just hoping that Ezra does not get into any more trouble, because God forbid I have to do another motherfucking live stream.
Right.
No,
All
just
right. Well,
believe all victims but Bob. Bob, if you're a victim, I would never believe you. I could literally sit there and have a video of you being tortured and waterboarded and be like, yeah, you're not a victim, Bob.
she's got the popcorn out. She's got her feet
Yeah,
up.
I got the popcorn on. I'm here for it. Like you could be literally getting beaten up by a bunch of cops, and I'm be like, Blue Lives Matter. Like, no, I could see video for Blue Lives Matter, Bob. Fuck you. You're just a cop hating piece of shit. Literally broken arms, bruised up. If you are a victim, I will say you're not a victim. Believe all victims but Bob. Bob is not a victim. Bob is a victimizer. You are no. You want to know who's
Well,
America's
I don't know
society?
anything about Bob, so I'm not going to say anything strong. I got nothing to say except have a good night.
Well, no. Thank you for coming on, and giving your opinion. I do have to get going, but thank you, Joe.
No problem. Have a good night, guys.
Bye. I stand by that though. Like legitimately, Bob,
Hmm.
Bob, 100%, 100%, Bob, 100%. I do not care if you are a victim. I will tell everybody you're not. I will do a whole live stream, be like, this is why, all the reasons why Bob's not a victim. Oh wait, he's getting beat by cops. How could you ignore that? I see a criminal. I see a knife. I see a knife on the ground. He definitely was trying to attack those cops.
And that's Ray right there. I know he's getting beat by cops. Come here, come on, come have a seat. You got to get in on this.
I would watch Bob get beat by the cops, and I would plant a knife right next to the fight.
The cop said we can kick him.
Where's the cop? That he had a knife on him. What do you mean, guys? The knife wasn't there before. No. He was laying on it. Now the knife is there. He had a knife. I would plant the knife.
He said he knows where you live, officer.
White cops don't bug me. Oh, I don't care. The cops bug white people. Shut up. But yes, 100%. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you, Joe, for being here. You guys have a
Thank
great
you.
one.
Have a good night.
Much love, everybody. Peace out.